and of power. Men looking to expand, looking to take what wasn't theirs. Times were quickly changing. She was told upon their arrival that the old gods were dead, and soon their way of life would be as well. A bloody fight ensued, many were killed, and not many of her people managed to survive the attack. Many of their rival and neighboring tribes fared no better. Her father, pulling her away from heartache and death, told her to run, to leave her land, to leave her home, and to head for New Verdalka, to gain power there, rise in the ranks of the people, to make them understand, to put an end to this taking of their land. And so, she ran. Morganix Amela is not an adventurer, thank you very much. She's a librarian. She would have been perfectly happy living out her days in a life committed to study and charity. A calm, quiet life where nothing more terrible than the accidental burning of toast ever happened. Sadly, that was just not in the cards. Morganix was an only child when her dreams took on a decidedly odd turn. They were fuzzy at first. She would wake knowing something unusual had occurred, and her dreams had felt not normal. She eventually was able to remember a male voice speaking to her, and eventually that voice named itself Galadar. During a night of uneasy sleep, Galadar came to her with a dire warning. An evil person with a great weapon of power had died in a secret tomb in a nearby forest. He urged Morganix to retrieve the weapon so that it could be turned over to the right people. Upon discovery of the hilt, she stared at it with utter bewilderment. Morganix raised her eyes to see a rough-looking mercenary, an arrow notched, ready to pierce her heart. At that moment, the hilt began to speak to her. In a state of panic, Morganix couldn't later recall what exactly it had said. She only knew that it had promised to get her out of that place alive if, something. In an instant, Morganix was safely back in the forest. She ran far, far, far away, and, just far enough away to safely have another panic attack. Upon return to the College of Hearthcrest, she had an idea, and it was as good an idea as any. She decided to go to Efera. There was a senior member of the college who studied anomalies like this. She swore she would take a year, just 1 year, to overcome her fear of this thing. She would either master it or find a way to contain its evil, if it truly was evil. She would study and understand it in a safe place, far, far, far away from the people she loved. Varnast Halmaru is a Tempest cleric from the Western Salamander. He serves the gods of Estitia and Acadia, the primordial embodiment of water and wind. His faith and unwillingness to bend his morals won him the respect of his peers, but also the ire of his superiors. When we first met Varnast, he was a member of the Golden Shield, serving under Agatha Durandon. However, she grew tired of his disapproval towards her actions and ultimately had him killed at the hands of his own comrades. Yet, this would not be the end of Varnast. He awoke in a nearby jungle, receiving a vision from a spirit in the form of a wolf. He was shown the party and knew that he was tasked to protect and aid these people. Now, Varnast serves as a protector for the party, though his stubbornness and ruthless nature towards those he deems evil has led to contention at times. Sayla was born in the Seraph. Her mother and father were lowly followers. They worked long hours as laborers and seemed content with their lives, happy to be what they were and nothing more. They preached about humble beginnings and using peaceful methods to solve problems. They stuck close to their religion and never swayed, trying to teach their daughter the same. Unfortunately, life would find a way of twisting that girl into be something else. She was never meant to be a lowly follower of a laborer in the great city of the Seraph, nor was a life of peace and humble ways appealing to her. Self-centered, and nothing like what her parents wished her to be. She grew up going against their wishes. She always seemed to be in a constant state of rebellion. Eventually, this led to her father having no choice. She was cast out, forced to live on her own. She learned, and she grew, joining the Thieves Guild where she honed her skills. It was there that she learned more about the world, that there was so much more than just the seraph. She also learned that she had a knack for murder. She had taken a job as a hired killer. Merchants are incredibly cutthroat beings. They'll do anything to stay on top. Some years passed, and she finally had made enough gold to move. She had chosen the city of New Verdalka for its cutthroats and its vibrant culture. A colorful place, perfect to rise up and make something of yourself, unlike her stagnant home of the seraph. She would travel to Efera to start her new life. From there, she would hide what she was doing behind a treasure-hunting persona. She would take contracts on the side while hunting a fortune to boost her status. It was time to live and let the fun begin. Zamir Dragu, more affectionately known as Cyrus, is a wild magic tiefling sorcerer from the city of Sloshdet. Or, at least so he thought. Troubled by his lack of knowledge or memory of his gift of wild magic, Cyrus finds himself drinking to dull and suppress his innate magical abilities. Originally fleeing from New Verdalka from the city of Dragon's Bay, after seizing an opportunity during a gambling match and a wild magic accident. Cyrus has a checkered past with Duradine Dupree, who is now in pursuit of both the group and their current objective. While Cyrus is still his own biggest fan, he has found himself to care for his companions of happenstance. They stand by him after magical surges and learning details of his checkered and indulgent past. He hides most of his emotion through alcohol or a laugh, but can lash out through a wild magic, whether intentional or not. Now, Cyrus sees an opportunity not only to sever his tie to his past that still threatens him, but to potentially rewrite his past as a whole and find out who he really is and where his magic comes from. Alex Silverfoot is a native of Efera. Her people lived deep within the northern jungles, far from civilization and far from the burgeoning city of New Verdalka. Her people took pride in living off the land, communing with the spirits of the earth, and maintaining the ways of the old gods. Alec is the first daughter of the chieftain and first in line to one day become chieftain herself, though she much prefers running about in the trees, wasting times with the cubs, or hunting for the lost treasures of the old times. She may be sharp, fearsome with her greatsword, and a lover of her people, but a leader? She wasn't quite sure that was what she wanted for herself. That decision was made for her, though, the day the men from the south arrived. Men of the cities, men of kings and money and of power. Men looking to expand, looking to take what wasn't theirs. Times were quickly changing. She was told upon their arrival that the old gods were dead, and soon their way of life would be as well. A bloody fight ensued, many were killed, and not many of her people managed to survive the attack. Many of their rival and neighboring tribes fared no better. Her father, pulling her away from heartache and death, told her to run, to leave her land, to leave her home, and to head for New Verdalka, to gain power there, rise in the ranks of the people, to make them understand, to put an end to this taking of their land. And so, she ran. Morganix Amela is not an adventurer, thank you very much. She's a librarian. She would have been perfectly happy living out her days in a life committed to study and charity. A calm, quiet life where nothing more terrible than the accidental burning of toast ever happened. Sadly, that was just not in the cards. Morganix was an only child when her dreams took on a decidedly odd turn. They were fuzzy at first. She would wake knowing something unusual had occurred, and her dreams had felt not normal. She eventually was able to remember a male voice speaking to her, and eventually that voice named itself Galadar. During a night of uneasy sleep, Galadar came to her with a dire warning. An evil person with a great weapon of power had died in a secret tomb in a nearby forest. He urged Morganix to retrieve the weapon so that it could be turned over to the right people. Upon discovery of the hilt, she stared at it with utter bewilderment. Morganix raised her...
And hello, we are live. Audio looks good. Hopefully it sounds good to those listening at home. Welcome all 9 of you. It's great to have you here. So welcome to Roll with Advantage. My name is Joe, and I am your DM every Friday, Saturday, and Tuesday. So there are a few announcements that I want to get through first and foremost before we start playing. By the way, welcome to the Explorers of Efera. We are in for, hell yeah, cool cat. We are in for a hell of a ride tonight because they have got a lot of stuff planned, but we'll save that for when the session actually starts. So, as always, for one, I would like to give a big thank you and shout out to our artists. Lisa, and you can find her at Lisa Draws D&D, Gemma at Volpluma, yep, that's the one, and Andy at Andy Romanchik. Andy was the one who did the character art for the Explorers of Efera and the Salamander Coast. And yay! Gemma and Lisa, yes, they are awesome. And Gemma and Lisa did the art for the Isles of Averion, sort of combined. Hey, look at that. Oh, wow. She's probably saying that because I messed up the name a little bit. Oopsie poopsie. So, another thing that Gemma did, I'm actually wearing it right now, is we roll with advantage merch that I'm actually wearing. So you can find that. It's just the one thing right now, but we are working on more stuff. It's about Kingdoms and Castles, which is a canonical card game in my world that is like Magic the Gathering and Pokemon and Gwent all combined into one thing, and it's kind of ridiculous, but a lot of fun. So there's that, and then I'm trying to think if there's anything else. But I think that oh no, there is one more thing. So in an effort to, be giving D&D every single day of the week, which is something that I hope this channel can be, starting on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, there's going to be reruns of the previous session of one of the three campaigns. So on Mondays, there will be reruns of the Salamander Post. On Wednesdays, it'll be reruns of Efera. And on Thursdays, it'll be reruns of the Isles of Averion. So in case you miss a session and you can't be bothered to go to YouTube, you like Twitch that much, you can catch those reruns the same times they would normally start on their session day. So Mondays at 5:30 Central Standard Time, and then 3 or 4 Central Standard Time for Efera, and 3 Central Standard Time for Isles. So check those out. That is something that's going to be there. And then there's something that I am working on that may or may not start, maybe not this Sunday, but the Sunday after, that I'm pretty excited for. But I still need to sort some stuff out first. But I think, other than that, I think that we're good to start. Does anybody have anything they'd like to add? Words of encouragement?
Let's play!
Let's go!
All right, let's do it. Let's play some Dungeons and Dragons. So with that, I think we should roll the intro and get started. Wow, pow. We are back. So, let's go ahead and dive right in. So, last we had left off, this group of revolutionaries, the Explorers of Efera, now, according to the intro, I'm just reading off the script here, the Wardens of Efera, they have found themselves in the middle of a revolutionary war between the colonists who wish to rip Efera of all of its natural beauties and resources in an effort of personal wealth, and either those who are colonists but are sympathizers with the natives who don't wish to see the beauty stripped away, or the natives themselves who wish to try and keep their culture and the things that they hold dear as connected and as whole as they can. A revolution between those two different factions, the people who want Efera to stay what it is, and those who want to change it for what they believe is for the better. So that is where they find themselves in the middle of. And they find themselves in the people who wish to protect Efera and make sure that it's not destroyed, as any rightfully, morally correct person would be on. So they find themselves currently having tipped the scale quite favorably in their position, in their favor. After having left New Efera and gone through this terribly decrepit and dilapidated dungeon for the primordial deity of water, Istitia. Having received gifts, they were transported back to All's Crossing, a town where they had been, where their friendships had not only been almost permanently forged, but connected in a very special way, where they all saw something about each other that helped them learn more about each other and connect more. So now they find themselves in All's Crossing, having repelled back the attacks that were coming, now accompanied by Ethos Ambrose, the commander of military forces that were fighting against them, but now fighting with them due to their graceful politicking and appealing to his honor. They find themselves marching south, and they had just arrived at the Leaping King in what had once belonged to a good friend of theirs, Thomas Myanthes, and his bullywug friend, Fro. They had arrived at the Leaping King, knowing secret passages that they had discovered when they had first come through here. They were able to launch a surprise attack on the soldiers who were here. They fought a very, very gruesome, bloody fight. They discovered some information that perhaps the other side of the revolution, those trying to destroy Efera, are apparently making deals with gnolls in an effort to secure their victory, or at least make their victory easier. Another thing that they discovered was that these gnolls, apparently now, or maybe they always have had, that these gnolls are capable of necromancy, and a special kind of necromancy where they can take a dead humanoid corpse and turn it in to a rabid gnoll. That discovery was made. And then also, in a daring turn of events, Morganix had another meeting with her patron. And she discovered two very, very important things. That all of the gnolls, all of the original gnolls at least, are natives. They were people who had done something, they were cursed in some way, and now they are these rabid creatures. Not knowing when exactly that happened or how it happened, but knowing that the gnolls are natives. And also learning that Nibiru, this place that they had been searching for since the very beginning of their adventure, this heart of magic for Efera, what gives Eferans their connection to nature, their connection to their ancestors, and their connections to the gods, also connects the gnolls to that magic as well. So by destroying Nibiru, by destroying that connection that all native Eferans have, it could very well destroy the gnolls. All information that Morganix learned from her patron, and information that, at least for now, she's chosen to keep to herself. So, with that, the party having won with a surprise attack in the Leaping King, killed the forces who were there, and after a few missteps, Cyrus losing his hair for one, they arrive victorious, rising from the blood and ashes that was spilt the Leaping King in. Some casualties were experienced on their side, but they're still able to press forward and fight on. After some tense discussions about what happens next and what comes next, the party decides to rest, as some of them are more battered and bruised than others, and all of them find quite a peaceful rest. There are some conflicting emotions about certain things, but for the most part, everybody is able to head to sleep and recover what they had lost. Everybody, except one person in particular. Varnast, you took that blade from the man who was wielding it. You decided it would be best to figure out what it does. It seems as though that he was a blood hunter, and these are abilities that you are just beginning to discover about yourself. So there has to be something there. There has to be some type of connection there. Maybe something that you could use yourself. So, you take matters into your own hands, and you attune to that weapon. So, as you head to sleep that night, you are tossing and turning. You're barely able to get any deep sleep. You writhe and you wake up in short, shallow breaths from time. You're not exactly sure why. And you know that it's late, and all of your other companions are sleeping. Even Alec is still in her meditative trance. It seems as though not even that much time has passed. And you being a human, darkness isn't exactly your friend. So you lay your head back down, you close your eyes, and darkness envelops you. You focus on sleep. You focus on things that calm you down. Crashing waves. The sound of the sea hitting the side of a ship. The wind blowing in your direction. The smell of salt from the ocean. All of these things provide you comfort. They provide you solace. You breathe till eventually you find sleep. You find comfortable sleep. You begin to feel yourself swimming. Almost. But you're a fairly talented swimmer as you begin to pick up your arms and try and dig into the water and push it. It's heavy and grainy. It's like as if the water was almost entirely like granular salt that you're just digging through and swimming through until eventually you open your eyes and you can see that you are just enveloped by rolling hills of sand, almost pushing on one another like waves. These giant 20-foot, almost like 100-foot tsunami levels of these waves of sand rolling and pushing all around you as you feel yourself beginning to almost be sucked underneath and pulled underneath this sand. And you can feel it flying into your face, and you're breathing the sand, and you can feel that wispiness on the inside of your lungs, and you can feel death coming. You can feel how close you are to it. You know what it's like. You've been there before. You push and you push and you push. You try and push it back. And I'd like you to make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Okay. Hey, maybe.
Okay. Alrighty. So you push and push. You reject that sand. You reject that suffocation. And you pull yourself back up. And as you do, you can feel yourself carried over towards like a rocky shore. You push yourself and climb onto it. And you can see that there is this rocky cliffside that is just enveloped by sand that is just roiling and moving over it. And for a moment, you swear that you can see something begin to form in that cliffside. And you realize that there's a face in the cliffside. And you can see the face appear. This face, shapeless and formless, its mouth gaping open, its eyes just shallow voids of darkness and shadow. Its voice granular and evil. It speaks to you.
Are you worthy?
So Varnest has like somewhat stable footing because he's on this rock thing, right?
Yeah, you're like on like a plateau.
Okay. So probably still a little out of breath, even though it's like a dream from like what force he's been exerting. He's just kind of looking at this thing and unsure of what's going on. He just says, "I'm trying to be."
What do you fight for?
I fight for the needs of others. I fight against those who use power to take that which is not theirs, to make things better.
How much are you willing to sacrifice?
For what?
To protect those you care about.
Everything.
Good.
In Varnast, you can see the face slowly begin to fade away back into the cliffside, and you can see that face that was made of sand begins to, as it begins to fade away, it almost melds, creates this rocky cave entrance. It's like burned into your brain as if you're staring into the sun. Eventually you have to avert your eyes, and you feel these tendrils of sand wrap around your legs, slam you down onto the ground, and drag you back into the sand. You can feel your lungs begin to fill as eventually darkness finds you, and you are jutted awake, puffing up mounds of sand and dirt out of your mouth. And all of the rest of you, Alec, you now at about at this point awake. You see that Varnast is just puffing out sand all over the encampment where you are currently staying. And all of the rest of you, if you are light sleepers, you would definitely be woken up by the cough of Varnast just coughing up sand all around him. So eventually, Varnast, after a few seconds, the sand stops, and you just have that drainy feeling on your throat. But as you do, you feel that weapon open up to you. So let me go ahead and add the information into the sword.
Yay.
So there's that. And change the name. Save changes. Alrighty. So it is a longsword. 1d8, 1d10 slashing. That's the name. And pretty much there's supposed to be a colon there. Does that make sense, by the way?
I mean, I can read it out loud, right? It's not a huge secret.
No, yeah, you're fine.
Okay, so Blood Curse. As a bonus action, you may reactivate your Crimson Right. This will deal an additional Crimson Right damage to yourself, but it will amplify the damage by an additional Crimson Right die. So I don't have Crimson Right until level 2, so can I not do anything with this yet?
No, you would be able to use Crimson Right.
Okay, so oh cool, I get it a level early. That's beast. Okay, then yeah, that seems simple enough. And then does it only... So every time I want to do the additional damage, do I have to keep reactivating it, I assume?
Yeah, if you don't reactivate it, all of the subsequent activations go away.
Oh my gosh, okay. Okay, cool. All right, yeah, that's simple enough. I can remember that.
Varnast, are you all right?
I assume he's like scrounging for like his like water skin and just trying to get some water just for the sake of like drink, spit it out. Because sand, I imagine, I've never had sand in my mouth, but I imagine it's an absolutely awful experience.
It's not pleasant, no.
So yeah, I'm just kind of taking care of that right now.
I'll go head over to him and watch.
Yeah,
this.
Alec is just like, she hasn't moved from her spot. She's just kind of like just staring, stoic.
I don't know what happened. There was a dream of some kind. I was... God damn it, Jamie. There was a... I was surrounded by this desert. And it was throwing me around like I was caught in a storm in the ocean. There was a face in the sand. It wanted to know what I fought for.
And now you're coughing up sand.
Thank you, I noticed that. Ugh.
Maybe you're cursed.
Do I feel cursed?
No, you feel fine. You do feel like there has been a font of knowledge that has been opened up to you. But other than that, no.
No, I've seen curses before. This isn't it. This is something else. I feel stronger in a way.
Does anything about this resonate with me?
Alec, I'd like you to make a history check for me.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Morganix, not that your patron has ever done something like this, but there have been times where there are things in your dreams, especially when they're dreams with her, that they feel so real when you exit. And obviously you understand that Varnast typically doesn't keep sand in his lungs. So
you caught me.
There is only about one explanation to her. She must have been visited by something or someone. And Alec, you do know that man who we got the sword from was a native.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, at least that's a conclusion you kind of come to, because that blade is of native make.
Mm.
So either he stole that blade from somebody, or he is native himself. You're just not exactly sure. But that blade was made by natives. Granted, from a very far way away, but there are still some things that line up.
Right. Well, you're alive, so maybe you should just go back to sleep.
Did you make any deals with it?
I mean, like Joe, I'm actually asking. Like, I would say no. Like, I don't think Varnas would feel like any deal was made. Like, he just asked questions and Varnas answered, but it wasn't like, hey, buddy, let's do this, you know? So
there was there was no promise made, no exchanging of anything. Yeah.
No, it asked me questions, and I answered truthfully. But no, there were no deals made.
Good. Morgonix will just nod.
Sorry, we should all go back to rest. Sorry.
Have we had a long rest at this point?
No, not yet.
Okay. Then I will go back to my bedroll and go back to sleep.
Okay.
I will also attempt to go back to sleep. Or to go to sleep the first time.
So, yeah, Varnas, this time, now that there is a connection, you are fine. You're able to head to sleep, and there's no more apprehension. There's no more twisting and turning. It's soft, sweet sleep.
Yay.
Alrighty, cool. So then, with that, all of you head to sleep. Some of you finish up your meditation, and you wake up the next morning, and you are ready to pursue the day. So you do wake up at the camp. Lots is happening. Lots is moving. As it seems as though most people are getting ready to pack up supplies, take anything that they found, and either send it back up north towards Ul's Crossing, or keep it here to try and reinforce things here. So let me write notes here. I need to transition this. So you guys took with you several soldiers. And I wrote it down in here. This is the one downside of transitioning from paper to electronic notes. Paper notes, you can't control F.
And Joe, real quick, just while you're looking.
Yeah.
So, do I now receive the benefits of a long rest, or did I still not receive that because of what happened?
You now receive the benefits of a long rest, yeah.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah.
Before I reset myself. Okay.
Yeah, no, you're good, you're good. Yeah, I'm not that mean. Okay. Alrighty. So I believe, well, that's rude, these notes, that you guys ended up taking with you about 300 soldiers. And then left the rest behind for... Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah. So, there were 25 people who are either too injured to move or dead. So, like, permanent bodily injuries that can't be cured with cure wounds, like
right.
amputation or serious, like, third-degree burns all over the body. So you are down 25 soldiers. That means you're only at 275 right now. So as you wake up, Ethos, Krieger, and Sayori, obviously the commander of the force is Ethos, and then his two captains that he trusts the most, Sayori and Krieger, they make their way over to you, and Ethos says, "So just to inform you, there have been quite amount of supplies that were taken here, and some of them I think would be good to send up to All's Crossing. Some of the material components, the gold, silver, jewels, it's a little bit safer to keep it there. And then also, we found quite a bit of materials, seemingly for sieging and constructing siege equipment. And also, quite nicely enough, we found the ballistas.
They're here.
Yes, they are.
Well, if we're making a stand, potentially making a stand against New Verdalka, maybe this is good. Maybe we take these with us. Another sign of power and that we are a threat to be taken seriously.
I agree. This is good. Just the fact that they're not in the enemy hands alone is a blessing. I thought they might have left them at New Verdalka for some reasons, but it makes sense that they would at least bring it part way in case they were needed. But still, they outnumber us. Assuming that man's information was to be believed, which I believe it is, they outnumber us a close 3-1, I think, because they had like 700 something troops in New Verdalka was reported.
At least last he knew.
Yeah, last he knew. I've never been, well, when I first came to Efera, I passed through New Verdalka briefly. I spent a day there, but that was some time ago, and I'm afraid I didn't watch the place that closely, but you all have some experience there, correct?
Sure.
Yes. I've been to New Verdalka, yes. It's where I was before a lot of this happened. Well, we do know someone on the inside who can help us. It's just getting to her is the problem.
This Jalissa, correct, was her name?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's in charge of the Thieves Guild.
Oh, for goodness sake. Ethos, you said you might be able to help Cyrus.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, here, let me, see, and he comes over to you, Cyrus, and he says, listen, if I'm going to help you, I'm going to need you to take off that thing, and allow me to get a good look at you.
Oh, God, promise me no one else will look at me during this. You need to still think I'm beautiful. And Cyrus will turn away and, like, unfold the bandage as well, like, looking away from everyone.
Oh, wow, you really are completely hairless. That's quite...
Sailor, that's a fucking word!
all right. It's all right. And it kind of reaches his hand towards you and kind of sets it on your shoulder. And there is this discharge of wispy blue energy from his hand that, as it hits you, Cyrus, it feels quite nice. And you breathe and exhale, and you can feel this almost relief lifted off of you. And at a very, very slow rate, you can feel some of your hair start to grow back. And after about 10 minutes, it grows back to about half the length that it was.
I can deal with it.
Yeah. A little bit shorter, a little bit
Does he
trendier.
get younger, too?
No. It's been more than 24 hours. Those effects are permanent. So, there you go. I hope you're feeling better now. Short hair suits you nice.
Trust me, I always looked rather cavalier, except when I was fucking bald.
So, your plan is to use this Jalissa to get into New Verdalka.
Well, I mean, surely the Thieves Guild, I mean, they'll... I mean, even if we have a similar approach to what we did earlier, you know, you have yourselves ready surrounding the city. I mean, it's the Thieves Guild. You'd hope that they could at least... well, Jalissa got me in when I first arrived, in fact. So,
she must have a way.
She will. I mean, she somehow spotted me and carted me off.
Would it be wise to try and reach out to her and see if she can meet us outside of the city before we play our hand and show our forces? We might want to know what we're about to walk into.
I agree. We need to make contact with her before we approach the city. Because if they see our troops, we've already exposed everything we have.
Agreed.
Very well. So, I have not had the pleasure of meeting this Jalissa woman, so afraid communication is out there on my end.
Varn asked, what do you need to message her?
Well, I was going to say, Joe, we talked about this a little bit, but that was like some time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, one might say. Anyways.
Show yourself out.
Oh.
And the viewer count goes
No,
to
can,
0.
Can,
Good
can
night,
we make
everyone.
sure? Can we confirm Varnas was cursed?
He just starts telling dad jokes all the time.
Oh.
It's like the most annoying curse ever. Anyways, but we said that we could kind of do stuff to where they could kind of explain like who Jalissa is, like they could show me what she looks like, they could even like tell me her voice, and like it might allow me to cast sending to her, or am I not remembering correctly?
No, you're right. It's just that without that immediate familiarity, there is a chance that it won't succeed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I will explain that to everyone. But, they've told me a lot about her. If they show me exactly what she looks like, the voice, explain more about like how they met her and who she is, it'll make it easier for this to work.
I will use Mask of Many Faces to look like her, and I will use Minor Illusion to let him hear her voice.
Damn.
Can I get a reminder of what Jalissa looks like? Like, do you have a picture of her? Because I do not.
She's so pretty.
I do not remember what Jalissa looks like, because that was before my time. If that's okay.
Oh, did it not pop up on your screen? I want to try that again.
It did. Now it
It
did.
I have it.
Hey, there we go.
I like her fashion sense.
She's so pretty.
Okay.
It's awesome. Yeah.
Assumed new Verdalka, but one can never be too sure. Nice. Anyways. All right. And then do you guys just like tell me a little bit more about her detail-wise and stuff? I don't know if it'll help that much or not, but I figure the more
I'd
the
say
better.
with Morganix's Mask of Many Faces and Minor Illusion, that's all you need.
All right, cool.
That's wild,
All right.
man.
I'm going to reach out and I'm going to explain that I'm with you guys, which hopefully she'll believe that. And then
You got 25 words.
Yeah, and then see if she can meet us outside New Verdalka because we're coming with help, something like that.
Yeah. We have a force, but we need a plan before we attack. Something like that.
All right, hang on. I gotta open Microsoft Word here real quick. I'm not like Laura Bailey. I can't risk it. I gotta make sure. Varnas pulls out a little book and pen, starts writing it down.
1, 2. It's too many. That's off to a bad start.
Morganix is like over his shoulder, rubbernecking and driving him crazy, and like, oh no, you spelled that wrong.
It doesn't need to be spelled right. I know how to pronounce it.
I mean, it's a chance to better yourself, but okay.
All right, someone please fill the silence while I work on this.
I do think that you do have to be careful when you're there. Last I heard, and my information obviously is, even in that city, a few days old tends to not be as useful. But it seems that Agatha was calling in any and all golden shields that she could find and had sway over. So every day that we wait, every day that passes is another day where another 25, 30 soldiers could arrive.
Right, which is why we will leave today.
Of course.
All right, I'm ready.
And if we can meet Jalissa, and she's a very wise woman, she will know a good plan and a good strategy to hopefully bring us some sort of victory. And
She's a very well-connected woman.
I
maybe
hope
we'll
that still
do-
stands true.
We're how many
Maybe-
days away now from New Verdalka? Like 3, 4, was it?
3, if it's just you guys, probably 2.5, 3 days.
Okay, for going at a good
Well,
speed.
yeah, we'll probably go ahead of the
We
company.
definitely go ahead. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Okay, I got my message whenever we're ready.
Okay.
We all good?
I'm ready.
All right, cool. So I cast sending to Jalissa.
Okay.
Jalissa, I am friends with Alex Silverfoot. We approach New Verdalka with troops. We're here to help. Can you meet us? Name the place. Bro.
Okay. Okay. Oh god. All right. So now I need a second because I am not as intelligent as Delissa is, and she knows this magic. So now I need time to write something out.
Oh, you're gonna respond back?
Yes.
It would be rude not to.
Morganix, my dear, may I borrow some scissors and a mirror?
Yes, yes, Cyrus. I will give him what he needs. I don't think I actually have a mirror, but I have a small polished knife.
Oh yeah, work.
It'll work.
Varnas sees the ... in his head, and he's like, she's responding.
Cyrus is going to give himself just clean up the hair and give himself a little mustache.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
My brain just went to Borat, just so everyone's aware.
I was thinking more so like Dorian from Dragon Age.
Dragon Age. I was also thinking that.
Yeah, that's a good look.
I don't know who that is.
Oh.
Ooh, he's pretty.
Hey, Kayla, you got gifted a sub.
Yeah, thanks,
great.
Milk Toger. Thanks, Milk Toger. Oh, that's sweet of
What a guy. Or gal.
Love.
I don't know.
Love.
Sorry. Thanks, Milk
Thank
Toger.
you. I support. You the best.
He's probably like, I just gifted a cast member. This is bullshit. I want my money back.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
That's super cool.
That is so cool.
Cyrus will hand back the knife and whisper, "Do I look beautiful?"
Oh, Cyrus, you've always been beautiful.
Oh, thank the gods. And just drop the bandages to the ground.
Don't worry, gang. She'll respond any second now. I can feel it.
All right, I got it. Just had to think of the phrasing. Okay.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
That's okay.
Freezing.
All right. So, you hear a response. West side of the city at dusk. White lanterns of the lighthouse run for the ruined ship. Just the group. No soldiers.
I verbatim say that word for word to the group, because since Varnas does not know the area, he figures they might know what she's talking about.
All right. I say we go now.
I agree.
And Captain, Varnas will let you know what our plan is once we've met with Jalissa and how we're going to approach. Until then, I suggest staying outside the city as close enough if we need it, but far enough away not to be spotted.
We might want to have them wait just like a day's march away, because I don't know, we don't want some random scouts finding them if they're only an hour or two from the city, you know?
Or would you want us to wait here, and then we can march double pace when the time comes?
If you feel as though you can get your men here in a timely fashion, then I suppose there's nothing wrong with that.
If
My
we leave...
concern is if things go south It's just us.
It's true.
Worst case, if you need to hurry, our salty boy here, and he'll like wink at Varnas, can always send you a message.
True.
I think having them stay here in a position that's at least somewhat more defendable might not be a bad idea. We can take some time to enact our plan, and then we can send word for them when we want them to join us.
All right.
Or if things are that bad in New Verdalka, we might have to come up with a completely different plan altogether. But or there's no point in assuming. Exactly.
All right. Stay here. Wait for our word. But be ready. And Alec is already going to head to her horse. I assume we have horses, right?
Yes, you would have horses. Okay, yeah, you'd have horses. Yeah.
I forgot.
Okay.
Yeah, she's already gone.
Oh, I'm not good with horses.
Well, I would, and watching Alec walk away, for all of you, I would like to thank you. Depending on what happens in the next few days to a week, it has some heavy implications for the future. So, regardless of what happens to me, I'd like to thank all of you for showing me the light and helping me see my ways. If I am going to die within the next week, I'm glad I'm doing it for a just cause and not for, well, whatever they're fighting for. So thank you.
Well, the people of Efera thank you for not turning your back on us. I know that money can sometimes move hands stronger than the heart, so I thank you, and my people thank you.
Thank you.
One of the hardest things anyone can do is look themselves in the mirror and acknowledge their mistakes and grow from it and be better. You have done that, and you are doing what you can to make it right. Whatever happens, you have my thanks and my respect.
Besides, you're not going to die, because we still need to drink, and I'm doing a shitty dry week.
I suppose you're right, Cyrus. Right, it's all right if I call you Cyrus. I thought it might be a little odd that I was still calling you Zamir, given that everyone else here calls you Cyrus.
Oh, don't know. Be my. I mean, fuck it. I've been called worse by better, so why not?
Very well. Well, best be on your way then. Good luck, and I know you're heading straight into danger, but stay safe.
I'm gonna do the forehand, arm salute thing.
Yeah.
And just give him the bro nod.
Said Alec is going to do the traditional.
Yes.
Okay. And he won't do it in return, but he will nod because he doesn't want to mucky up your custom, so he's not going to try. So he just nods respectfully. Well,
Cyrus is going to give a very flashy wave and walk to his horse, apprehensively say, "Chin chin, darling."
Some things never
Sargonix
change.
will give Ethos a little pat on the back and head to her horse.
Sayla's already on the horse. No words.
Let's go.
Alrighty. So, you all mount your horses, and you begin your travel through the jungle in an effort to get to New Verdalka and to get to Jalissa. So, the thing is, being in the slumbering jungle, things have only gotten worse from when you were sent here. There still are screaming weasels, and there still are some gnolls, just in lighter degrees. But the issue is, the problem that they posed you when you were originally traveling, they are no longer an issue. So there are some bandits that do attack you, but they're just not an issue. Very quickly, you're able to dispatch them and move on. So you're able to move past them, traveling through the jungle, traveling on the roads, and we're just going to go ahead and fast travel, unless over the course of those 2 days... Yes, that's what I was just about to...
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, unless anybody wanted to, we're just going to fast travel those 2 days, unless anybody had any conversations they wanted to have with the party, or any party members.
Do.
Same.
Oh,
you want to go first?
We'll talk.
Mine would be the first night we make camp.
Okay.
Mine would be kind of as soon as we set up, being like, Varnas, why are you so fucking tired, bro?
Okay, here, let me throw
Cyrus just says it just like that.
No, well, you'll see. It's going to be very Cyrus-ish.
All right.
Okay. So all of you then, right, will go through first night. You wake up right in the morning, and after your conversation with Ethos, you are just able to head on out and make your way. And we'll say that there is a couple of bandits who try and stop you and try and steal from you. Then you brandish your weapons, and we'll just say for the fun of it that you guys just let Sayla have her fun, and she kills like 5 bandits just by herself. Just dual-wielding daggers. And you're like, oh wow, Sayla, you're pretty cool.
She testing out her daggers of venom, just injecting them.
And it's pretty terrifying. But you eventually pass. The time passes, you make your way past the bandits, and then you go to camp for the night. So, laying out your small tents and bedrolls, you can go ahead and have some conversations, should you so choose. So we had Morganix wanted to talk to somebody, and Cyrus, you wanted to talk to...
I'm going to let Cyrus go first.
Okay. All right.
Varnas, I mean... I know you don't exactly have mine or Morganix's beauty regimen, but you look like shit. Like, you look really, like bad, like worse. Why'd you look so bad?
Did you not wake up last night?
Why would I wake up? I was sleeping. I've been fucking hungover for a week. Why would I suddenly wake up now? The sooner I get back and I can drink, the better.
Yeah, there was a thing last night. And I'll just paraphrase and tell him what happened.
Okay.
Why'd you pick up a cursed sword?
It's not a cursed sword.
It sounds like a lot like a curse, Varnas. You woke up spitting out fucking sand. That's pretty cursy to me.
Well, I don't have a ghost hovering over me, at least.
I'll have you know, my fish bro wasn't a curse, he was just an inconvenience, and he actually made some pretty good company until you got rid of him.
He was certainly a curse.
He was an inconvenience, but again, had some company. You spat out sand.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Uh-huh.
Look, no deals were made. Nothing's happened. It's just a magical sword.
Right. I mean, Cyrus wasn't there. So I'm gonna insight that. Because Cyrus wasn't there. That's fucking weird, man.
Alright.
Same old neutral Varnast. Unless there's anything you wanna give him, Ryan. Any insight that he might get from Varnast?
Not really. I mean, Morgonix was there and they had a chat. Like, no one else is worried, are they?
Morgonix is worried, but not pushing it for now. He took comfort in the idea that he didn't make any deals.
Alec didn't care. Like, she was trying to pretend like she wasn't listening. You wouldn't know that she was, but from just reading her expression, it doesn't seem like she cares.
So yeah, no. Seems fine. Oh, speaking of Sayla, can you get... Oh, you did get her back to full health. Never mind.
Yep, I got you.
Sorry.
No, it's all good.
So yeah, no. I mean, neutral Varnast.
Sounds pretty weird to me to Varnast, but, you know, Cyrus will, like, prod the sword. Looks kind of cool, I guess, for sand breath. So can you spit sand now?
No.
Can you, like, blind your foes by going and it's sand in their face?
No, but it is going to help me. What's what I'm looking for? Amplify my natural magic.
That's a pretty weird way to talk about your, like, natural manliness, my guy.
Magic. Natural magic.
Yeah, exactly. And Cyrus just points to himself. You're proving my point. Varnast, I've said it before, but we need to get you a fucking drink, especially seeing as I can't.
Do you have something on you?
No. I gave it to Maya. I'll be honest, it was a rather large.
Wait, you did what?
I gave Maya all my bottles.
How old is she?
I don't know, like 25? Cyrus, like... Let me clarify, that's not Jamie saying that. Cyrus is fucking useless.
Oh, God. Alright, well... I'll take you up on that at some point. Did anyone else want to talk about anything?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, but real quick, just Ryan. Yes, I did. So
Okay.
to the first thing, it's yeah, we don't have to role play it, but to the first thing, she's understanding, and she asks if you'd like her to leave. And the second thing, I just sent you a message about. Or I'm going to.
Oh,
Oh,
secret's
you did.
happening.
There are secrets happening. Alright,
Yeah.
cool. That's kind of what I figured would happen.
Varnast swiping on that telepathic Tinder.
Yeah, you know. Yes, he'd tell her to go somewhere safe, like away, and to take his two sisters with her. Obviously.
Oh, I regret my comment more now.
She informs you that she's going to go to White Harbor, then, which is a city in Iverion.
Okay, cool. And obviously, like, I'll let her know when I believe things are safe again.
Of course, yeah.
Okay, that was all. All right, sorry, LS, you had a thing, I think?
I need to talk with all of you.
Oh, I don't have any fucking booze. Do I need alcohol for this?
I might. But
Oh,
that's neither here
shit,
nor there.
I was joking. Now I'm actually quite concerned.
Is there a problem?
There are many problems.
Varnast pulls out a bottle of mead from his bag and starts to open it.
Oh, you fucking dick!
That's so insensitive!
Right fucking next to me, Varnast? Fucking hell!
Organics. What is the problem?
There are multiple. This conversation has been overdue, but it wasn't right to talk about it in All's Crossing with all that was going on. I had to wait for the siege, and it's always been something or other, but it can't wait any longer. I have come into a lot of new information about my patron, and in turn, she has given me a lot of new information that we as a group did not have. Her name is Malcontet, and she was the queen of the succubi.
Alec just blinks.
It's a demon. It's a demon queen.
Does that mean I should be more or less flattered that she thought I was attractive?
You can interpret that however you like, Cyrus.
I don't know. Sounds bad.
She's not trapped in the sword anymore.
I'm sorry. Come again.
Is she here? Do we need to kill her?
No, I would love to be able to do that, but no. I think and some of this is just my own musings. I'm not 100% certain on any of this, but it is my assumption that on this plane, she's in the sword. But in her own plane, she is attempting to regain power. She gave me a timeline of about 3 months, at which point she intends to destroy me.
Well, we will not let that happen. We will destroy her first.
That would be ideal, yes. But we have to find a way to trap her back, to contain her back within the sword again. I was the one who let her out, and I didn't mean to. She tricked me into it, but I did. When I did that to Charles, I took on his power, and it in turn gave her power.
Well, I still think that we are more than capable of handling this demon.
Demon queen. Well, dethroned queen.
Queen or not, I'm sure she still bleeds the same.
There's more. The problem is us. Things have been...
I swear I haven't rank.
I know, Cyrus. We all know. What's going on between the two of you? And I gesture to Alec and Varnast. And Alec, you've been different to all of us. It's not fair, and I know that you're suffering, but you have to let us in. This is too big. You can't keep us at arm's length.
I'm not sure what this has to do with what your patron said.
It has a lot to do, because there is a great deal that I don't feel I can tell you, because you won't be able to handle it.
I am not a child.
Then why have you been acting like one? Why are you going back on your word? You promised a man amnesty and you slaughtered him. None of these things are you.
That man slaughtered everyone that I knew and loved.
You gave him your word.
He took everything. I gave him what he deserved.
But you gave him your word first. And Varnas doesn't deserve how you've been treating him. And if I tell you something you don't like, will I be cut off next? Because I know a great many things that you won't like. And I don't like them. But I need you. I can't do this without you.
I don't know how it's supposed to work. I am only responding with how I know. And if that is with anger, then I am sorry, I guess, but I am trying. I am trying. Varnast is here. I didn't put my hands on him. I am speaking with him. I am trying. And whatever it is that you know that you have to say, I will listen and I will not be upset. I will listen and accept what you have to say.
No, you will be upset. You will be. I am.
I give you my word. And it is different because you are my friend.
This sounds rather bad.
Duncan is dead. But what we saw the Knolls do at the inn yesterday, they have done to Duncan and Frederick. They are with the Knolls now.
They are Knolls now, is what you're saying.
I don't know what sort of existence that is. If there's anything of them left in there, but yes.
Well, I don't intend to look for him, but I think we owe it to Duncan to fucking burn what he's become.
I don't know what they'll look like. I wanted to warn you all, so that wasn't a shock we come face to face with. But there's more.
What? What?
Alec, I'm so afraid to tell you.
She'll, sit down and, put her hands underneath her and just stare at you.
She told me that all of the Knolls were once natives. And
what? What?
And that the fates of all natives are tied together. We cannot be rid of one without the other.
What?
Joe, does that mean anything to me? Would I have any idea that this is a thing?
No, and nothing. No history check necessary. Nothing that you were ever taught or told, were you ever told anything that would even be close to that. But then again, apparently you weren't told a lot, as you're slowly beginning to discover in this journey.
I want to take everything she tells me with a grain of salt. I mention this because,
Has she lied to you before?
well, in some ways,
She's also a demon queen, you said.
yes, I've read about her long before I ever found the sword. She is an eternal enemy of Yanogu. So if this is true, it is possible she would know. And yes, she has lied to me before. She has been sweet and encouraging and tempting and loving, and that is gone now. And we have shown our true sides to each other. We will work together against Yanogu, but if she assumes her power, she's going to destroy me. There's no false pretense anymore that I am anything to her, which I think I prefer. But
So the reason you all think that I'm a monster is because you think I'm a gnoll. Is that what I'm understanding? Is that what this has all been about?
Careful,
Alec!
careful on the all there, darling.
None of them knew this, and I have never thought of you as a monster. And you know that.
I don't know what I know anymore.
Well, you know you're with friends.
You know who you are and who you want to be.
Morgonix, I don't know who I am. You are telling me that some demon queen has whispered in your ear and said that I am descendant of these gnolls, and these gnolls are us, and
That is
to-
not what I said. You are
to-
reading into it.
to separate us, we have to destroy us?
That's not what I'm saying.
What are you saying?
I don't know. I am telling you what I heard and that we have to make sense of it. And not charge in blindly. We need to find answers for ourselves and not from her, because I do not trust her. If the only thing I ever do with my life is find a way to destroy her, then I will be happy. But we can't be blind. I can't hide this from you all. We all need to know. We all need to find answers together.
Morgonix.
Yes.
Obviously, you know your patron better than the rest of us. But if there's anything I know about demons, it's that they are incredibly, completely selfish. So I'm going to ask you this, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
I will.
What did she gain by telling you this information?
I don't know. I think maybe she sought to hurt me or throw me off balance. I think she thought this information would break me a little. I think it ultimately would serve her if we were able to somehow defeat Yanogu. But I don't think that this is what she would tell me to get that to happen. If anything, it would serve better to scare me away from that battle. Because I have come to love the people here.
demons and devils play tricky games. Mainly devils, but demons are known for tampering with it as well.
I don't trust her.
I mean, not all doubles in that.
What was that, Cyrus?
Hmm?
What?
Hmm?
Anyway.
I don't trust her, and I'm not saying I believe her at face value. But we have to have all the information. I had to tell you all. I wanted to tell you as much as her name the day I knew, but I couldn't. It would have been wrong. And I didn't know if we would survive the siege anyway.
For now, I mean this with no disrespect, we have more immediate pressing matters on our hand. This is important information to look into, and I'm not saying we ignore it, but
I understand.
all we
There's
can
nothing we can do about it now, but it's better to have this talk here away from anyone.
While this
I'm
is
so-
happening, Alec is just like whispering to herself.
I'm sorry if I did the wrong thing. I have made terrible decisions in the past, but I'm trying to be better. And I care very deeply about all of you.
I think you did the right thing for what it's worth.
Thank you.
Alec is gonna get up and walk away.
Morgonix will follow.
Please leave me alone. I don't want to hurt you. So I'm gonna ask that you just go away.
Will you come back?
Yes. I just... And you could like see her eyes doing a weird thing where it's like she's like listening to two different things. I just need you to leave me alone.
Will you take Doggelin with you?
She'll whistle, and Doglin will follow.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Cyrus will like brush the dust off himself and be like, if you want company, I don't mind. I mean, I've not got the traveling clothes, but I could just, I don't have to talk, despite my usual self.
Are you saying this to Alec?
Yeah.
Uh, she just kind of stares at you. Like she wants to say something, but she just can't say anything. And she just keeps walking.
I'm sorry, everyone.
No, it's best you said it rather than, sleep on it for How long was it again, Varnast?
He just looks at you. Really?
Yes.
I'm just so sorry about all of it.
Don't be. She'll have new Verdalka to focus on soon.
You don't go in making deals with magic swords, okay?
Varnast,
Just sorry.
I don't mean to be shitty, but tell a joke. Fucking hell! Say, knock knock, Varnast.
Who's there?
Varnast.
Varnast who?
Varnast's fucking humor. Find it. Lighten up.
That wasn't one of your better ones.
I'm not drank in a few days. I'm pissy.
You say as we hear ice clinking in the background.
That's Jamie. No.
I wasn't gonna say anything. Damn it.
That's Jamie, not Cyrus.
But the timing! I'm sorry. I will summon the Hexblade.
Okay. You the wispy bits of purple or blue if you're summoning it in Charles mode.
I haven't reset it, but I will on this rest set it back to poison damage.
Yeah. So it conjures in purple. The ethereal, wispy purple blade conjures and forms in your hand from that metal rod that you picked up. Feels like years ago in that dilapidated crypt near Hearthcrest.
Are you there? Did you enjoy that?
No response.
Off planning a coup with her little buddies. I dismiss it.
Okay. You hear a voice, Morganix. Do you really think that sword is all I need now? No. I'm here anytime I want to. The voice fades away.
Yeah, she's still mad at me.
I'm sober and pissed off, and I'm sorry, Varnast. I know you were trying to do the right thing. I'm just pretty pissy right now. Although I have got my hair back, so at least that's something. Don't worry, I take that as apology accepted. Chin chin.
Morganix will go to her bedroll. Not sleep, but pretend to.
Okay.
I'll take watch till Alec comes back.
Okay. Varnast.
Morganix is basically figuring Alec won't come back until she's asleep. So she'll just pretend to until Alec comes back. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're fine. You're fine. No. So you would, after laying there for maybe an hour and a half, eventually do hear Alec return. Varnast, you on your rest, when she does return, because of your passive perception, Mr. 21, right?
22, I think.
22. you can see that Alec's knuckles are pretty bloody and bruised as she's returning. You also see cheeks are a little puffy.
He doesn't comment or say anything.
Okay. Alec, you return anything in particular, or are you just heading to sleep?
Yeah, she's just gonna go meditate.
Okay. Alrighty. Sounds good. So
I would wake up Zayla for like next watch.
Yeah, that's fine.
For whenever it's like her turn or whatever.
Yeah. There you go. Go to bed. Oh, yeah.
I mean, you both alone in a tent with Sayla, more accurately.
So, with that, you head to sleep. Like your meditation passes, and about at the time that your meditation passes, you awake and you can see that Varnast is just heading into the tent, and Sayla is just getting settled in for her watch, back resting up against the back of a crate. And she just kind of looks at you and nods her head a little bit, and then goes back to looking into the fire, sort of just polishing her blades and twirling them around, sheathing them. Doesn't really say anything to you.
Great.
But there is
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, there is a little bit of solidarity, or respect at least.
I think Alec is just gonna sit for the rest of the night with just her head in her hands.
As you do that, it lasts about 15 minutes until eventually you feel Doglin's nose trying to breach where your hands are, and your head trying to, even though he's a big dog, trying to get his way in there, to be close to you.
Yeah, Alec will let him in.
There you go. He's nestled in there right next to you, just laying on top of you.
Yeah.
As if he was a lap dog.
She will accept his love.
Okay.
The only one.
Alrighty. And you and Sayla share another moment as both of you sort of smile looking at your animals. You can see the fox weasel sort of peeking out of the side of her cloak as she picks out a small berry out of one of her patches and feeds it to her. And you can see her smile as she scratches the chin of the animal. And the two of you share a look and then immediately break eye contact and go back to what you were doing. So, with that, you have your rest, and day comes. You pack up any of your supplies, you mount your horses, and then you head on another day of travel. So, second night of travel, you get there. We can say that there was maybe 3 or 4 gnolls that tried to attack you all. Oh, well, let's not say that, because there's...
I was like...
Yeah, that's a touchy subject. But, there are...
Joseph.
I know. Sorry, my bad.
Literally, Alec goes like the end of Logan. Berserker rage.
So there are a few maybe just like miscellaneous bandits, maybe a couple of screaming weasels who attack you, but once again easily dispatched. You had rest for the second night. Now, are there any super deep conversations that need to happen on the second night, or are you guys then just heading straight to New Verdalka?
Alec
Nothing
is not
super
talking to Alec is not talking to anyone. Well, spoken
Cyrus would just be trying to annoy Varnast and Sailor.
Yeah, I don't really have anything to say.
Morgonix will mostly keep to herself.
Okay. Cyrus, go ahead and make a persuasion check for me. Or performance check.
Performance. Read the room, Cyrus. Oh no.
There's not even from Sayla. You go over to her and you try and just strike up a conversation about anything, and she just kind of like, without even like using her hand, she just kind of like cracks her neck and stands up and just gives you this death stare while twirling one of her daggers. And she doesn't even say anything. She just like shakes her head. And you just kind of slowly back up. Hands like somebody's pointing a gun at you. And after you get
back
about
away like the shame wizard.
Yeah. After you back up about 45 feet, she was staring at you the entire time. Once you get to 50 feet away, she sits back down and sheathes her dagger. Varnast, is there any way that you in particular would like to shut Cyrus down?
Let me see what spells I got.
What, lightning bolt?
Fucking kill Cyrus. Jesus.
That would adequately how to annoy someone if they actually murder me.
No, I think he'd do what he's been doing, which is giving like the curt, just kind of like one word or like one sound responses.
Oh, I hate that. I hate that from Varnast.
Yeah. Yeah, because I feel like Varnast knows that's like what would annoy Cyrus the most.
It would drive Jamie and Cyrus up the fucking wall.
Alrighty. So, very cool. That happens, and Cyrus, you maybe maintain it for 4 or 5 minutes, but you just don't have the energy. So you drop it, and then everybody is just sitting in silence for a couple hours before everybody eventually heads to bed. And then finally, third day of travel, you get to New Verdalka, and you can see that, at least in terms of the exterior, not much changed. There is still that solid stone wall that wraps all the way around the coastline. You can see, just from the perspective you have as you're riding up and peering through the trees, that there seems to be a very large heap of some sort that has been raised in the eastern portion of the town. And then also you can see the tops of some very, very tall red towers that peek up, not sporadically, but like equidistance away from one another along the coastline. New? Those are new. So you're not exactly sure what those are, but that is just kind of what you see as you begin to ride up. However, third day, eventually dusk comes. Where are you guys heading as you're approaching the city right around dusk?
Well, I mean, that's around the time we're supposed to meet Jalissa, right? We're close to it.
Yeah, to the location then. Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine we'd head right there once it kind of got dark to where we feel like we could head over there without being seen, especially with our cloaks.
What was the location again?
By the lighthouse, right?
Oh, we're being tested. Sneaky. Was it east or west? Was it east or west?
I can literally just cast Sending to her and ask her again if that's what this is going to take.
I just remember by the lighthouse.
It was east or west. Oh, shit.
Do you guys want me to do it?
Yes.
Alright, I will cast Sending to Jalissa. And I will ask for a confirmation, and yeah, I will ask for a confirmation of where we're supposed to meet her.
West of the city, at dusk, wait 3 turns of the lighthouse, run for the ruined ship, just the group.
God, is she saying east or west? The accent's so thick.
West.
West.
Okay, I heard east, so I'm actually glad I asked that.
West, 3 turns of the lighthouse, run for the ruined ship.
Alright, cool.
Okay.
Write it down.
Yeah, that's where we're going. Jeez.
Is someone actually writing that down?
Yes.
Okay.
So, you head west of New Verdalka, climbing around the jungled area. Where do you guys want to leave your horses? Or are you going to try and take them with you?
I mean, Alec can walk, but she doesn't care.
I'd say we pick a spot in the forest outside of New Verdalka that we know we can find that's like somewhat close to the road, but not too obvious, and then we can come back for them later, because Who knows? She might just take us into Verdalka when we meet her right now. We don't know.
Yeah.
That works for me.
Yeah, let's just do that.
Okay, alrighty.
And the worst case scenario, she might be able to send people to like come get them or something.
Okay, gotcha. Side city. Okay, got it. Okay, so you make your way to the east. You leave your horses tied up on the west side of the city. Sorry, my bad. You head to the west side of the city. Leave your horses tied up out there in the jungle, and then you make your way to the edge of the jungle, and you can see that just the sun is just setting, and definitely dusk. And you can see that at that moment, there is a lighthouse on the east side of the city that has this almost blinding golden white light that moves very, very, very slowly. Where almost every rotation, it takes about 15 minutes about. So there's one rotation, second rotation, and then finally a third rotation. And
Run.
Run.
okay, alrighty. So you're running, and there's quite a bit of distance you need to cover. So I'd like everybody to make an athletics check for me. See, running as fast as you can, making sure that you're clinging to the shadows. I mean, you can either make stealth or athletics. Try and be sneaky or try and be fast.
Is it nighttime?
Yes.
Well, we've got our shadow wards.
And I'll be using athletics.
Well, I'm definitely using the shadow ward.
Yeah.
I
So,
mean, I have a +6 to athletics versus a +0 to stealth. So
which would be a disadvantage. Alrighty. So
Wait, what?
then,
With the cloak, it's that advantage for stealth, right?
yeah. So it'd just be a flat roll for Varnast because he's wearing heavy armor.
remember how well that went last time?
Oh, well, maybe I should have done the other. Oh well, it's too late. Guess it didn't matter because everyone else didn't do that.
I'm also going to throw a guidance on myself, like right before we start making the run.
Right.
I didn't sound too happy about it.
Woohoo!
And then add that guidance.
Yep. God damn it! It was almost a 4, but still 26.
That's okay. Okay, 26. Luckily, Cyrus Morganix. Oh, let me do Sayla real quick because she could be Hearn. Advantage.
Oh, she's fucking invisible.
Stealth. Lickety clack. Down the track.
Once it becomes dark,
Oh,
we
shit.
just have no idea where Sayla goes.
Okay. All right. There we go. Oh, it was the same modifier. Okay, whatever. All right. Still an 18. 18 because it was the same modifier. Between Sayla coaching Cyrus and Morganix and Flick and Varnast, definitely on accident, but it almost becomes a race between the two of you. And Alec,
Man,
you
fuck
are
you.
you are
Sorry.
no, you are pushed to run even harder, so you are paced with Varnast because there's a moment where he starts to run faster than you. And you are not going to let that happen, so you kick it into gear and you end up
I
catching
will
up with him.
literally rage to make sure I beat him in a race.
I imagine it's the whole like Infinity War scene where like everyone's running and then just Cap and Black Panther are just like super far ahead of everyone just like, sprinting.
Yeah, exactly. So with Cyrus and Morganix and Sayla, the three of you are able to very slowly but stealthily make your way across. You see the ruined ship. You eventually get there, and you can see that the hull is like half crashed up against the side of the coastline. And as Alec and Varnast, the two of you get there first, you can see there is someone in here. Cloak pulled up, completely covered in black and darkness. One small rowboat next to them. And as they turn around and they pull their hood back, you can see that it's Jalissa. The other three of you eventually get there, and she smiles, seeing the four that she recognizes. She looks at you, Varnast, with a look of understanding, knowing that you must be the person who sent the message. And then she looks at the five of you confused. And she says, "Where is Duncan?" And as she says that, the question lingers in the air because all of you know where Duncan is right now. And with that, we are going to go ahead and take a break right there.
You bastard.
That's a little bit of an early break.
At least we're not ending there.
I know, that'd be awkward. Also, we had a question here from Shadow Wolf 9. Hey, I'm new to D&D and I want to get into it, but I don't know where to start, nor if I need anything for it. Any tips on starting? I will just say that if you really, really, really want to start, do not think too hard about it. Just try and get some people together that you know, or go on Roll20 and just be like, hey, let's play D&D. Because it's super easy. People say it's super hard to DM, and it is a lot of stress, but it's really super easy to do.
And the best way to learn is just to do it, or just
Yeah.
watch. You know, like
All you
watch
need
videos
are
and-
ideas. A lot of what you need can be found for free online, and Roll20 even has a setting in their search options for games that are friendly and welcoming to new players.
Exactly. Yeah. So
If I may add in, just like if you have any friends who are into D&D, having someone just sit down with you and take the time to explain like the character sheet, which is where you'll need most of your information, is super helpful. Because I remember the first time I looked at the character sheet and I saw all the numbers, it was so overwhelming. But I had a good friend of mine just sit me down and explained it to me, and he took it through me one step at a time, and it's so easy to understand once you know it.
yeah, I will also say that if you do have any questions about anything, that I DM 3 different campaigns on Twitch, and all of the players that I have, and as well as a lot of other people who have come and they've enjoyed the streams, they've joined the Discord, and I can guarantee you that the people who are a part of this Discord, especially my players, are some of the nicest people that I know. And if you have any questions, they'd be more than happy to answer those.
Yeah.
Also,
Absolutely.
Mr. Z King 56, you don't need anything. Great tools on YouTube that can help you learn, whether you want to do it online or in person. Either way, there's a lot of good stuff out there. Also, thank you for the follow. It's nice.
And when the plague is over, you might have local game stores that have games,
Yes.
or Adventure League. So, yeah.
Yeah, so please, just reach out and like everybody has said, the best thing you can do is just to dive in. Like, there are so many people who just get sucked up in like, oh, I need to build the best character, or I need to build the best world. Don't. Just come up with a small town that has like 4 people and 3 buildings, and then run a thing in there. Just do that. It's so easy. It takes 15 minutes of work, and you can just do it. It'll be a lot of fun too. Like I play a lot of D&D, so I'm biased, but it's good stuff. Okay, so with that, we're gonna go ahead and take a break, like I said, and we'll be back in 15 minutes. If you have any questions you want to ask now about things, feel free to drop those in the chat. I know there are a couple people in here already who are very knowledgeable. So yeah, we'll be back in like 5-10 minutes.
Be back soon.
Break. Bye. Hello, you should be able to hear me now, even though you can't see my face. It's just easier for me to explain what Roll20 is via voice. Because, I don't know, I'm a talker, so that's just how I am, right? But Roll20 is a virtual tabletop forum, pretty much, where you can go and oh yeah, Ryan just said that. You can click that link right there, and you can either host games or join games by looking at their online forum that they have there. So that's what LS, who plays Morganix, that's what she was saying, how you can sort by if people are welcome to new players, or if games are specifically free to play. That's the link for the looking for a game. So you can check it out on there. Oh, and hey, look at that. The break timer is almost over. But you can check it out on there, and you can find it there. And with that, you should be able to look for a game. And it's pretty self-explanatory. Yeah, so it means we are, I don't know. Turn down music, Joe. Oh, on the break, was it really loud? That checks out. It's okay. We're not here anymore. Let's break anymore. So, yeah, Roll20 is a super duper useful tool for finding a game online if you don't have like a local game store that's open right now because of everything. Or you don't have friends or family members who are exactly open to playing D&D because they're lame. So are there free ones and some things that you need to play? Yeah. Like any of the, like I run all three of my games on Roll20, and I just recommend and ask that my players pay me with love and affection. And instead they just attack my character every single day. And yeah, and that tends to work out for me. So there are some games you have to pay for. And like, I would recommend finding a free game first, because the sad part is about pay-to-play games is a lot of times they're really not that much better than some free games that you could find. I mean, sometimes they are, for, you know, differences, but sometimes, yeah. Yeah, it's a hobby. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Correct. Yeah. You're fine. We're just talking to Shadow Wolf 9 in the chat, because apparently they really want to play D&D. It is D&D. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. um, yes, that's right. There is the it's called the SRD, which is like all of the free content that's available, so you can like make most things. Wish that I had good. Yeah, the people that I play with, I'm not gonna lie, they're pretty fucking good. So I thoroughly recommend that you watch it for, I mean, at least just to watch these people do their thing, because they're good. Oh, what? Oh.
That's awkward.
Hey, Ryan.
Wow.
Oh,
that's
no.
awkward. We were all
Fix yourself.
talking, giving advice, and
So upset. I'm sorry, Shadow Wolf, Gemma, and Lisa.
Did you
Forgive
fix
me.
it?
Anybody else? Yeah, I fixed it. You guys can be heard now.
I don't want to say anything now.
I don't even remember what I
Yeah.
said. I think we were just saying that, like, don't pay for online games. Go have fun. It's the best hobby you can do for free. The best advice that we could give is just to watch other people play, and like, you'll learn the rules really quickly that way.
Yeah, you'll feel like you know what you're doing even before you do.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. All right. Well, they're heading to bed because it's 2 a.m. there, so I get that.
Good night.
Good night. Thanks for watching. Come
See you next
back.
week.
Yeah. See you next week, or tomorrow, or next Tuesday. So much D&D.
No, next
okay.
week.
Always next week. Don't say that, Ryan. What you mean?
Alrighty. So with that, let's go ahead and wait. Is Jamie back?
I don't hear.
Okay.
Oh wait. Okay. I was listening for the ice.
The clinking.
Ting ting ting
That
ting.
was the best time clinking ever, though. For real.
That was pretty good.
Oh yeah. Okay. Alrighty. Well, are we ready?
Yep.
Is that where
Yep.
we are? Ready? Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Rip that Band-Aid off.
All right, let's do it. So, with that, we are back from our break. Yeah, Shadow Wolf, we're happy to have you around. So, let's go ahead and dive back in. Stir intro because I just love rolling the intro so much. All right. Alrighty. And we are back. Yes, the art is very cool. I recommend that you check out one of our three artists, actually all of them on Instagram, Lisa, Gemma, and Andy. Andy is the one who did the Explorers of Efera art right here below me. But Lisa and Gemma do the art for, well, there's actually a new series that is going to start happening on the YouTube channel that's just going to be super short, like minute-long videos of NPC art and a voice, which I'm very excited for. Yeah, just that you can do copy, take the art, use it for whatever you want in your campaign, and probably also like a little backstory snippet too, so you can interject them into your games whenever you need to.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so that's Lisa and Gemma. Yeah. And then Andy is the one who did this art. So check them out, follow them. They all deserve it. They're all super duper talented. Gemma's also did the art for the the shirt that I'm wearing, which is awesome. I love it. Gemma good, Lisa good, Andy good, Joe bad. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and pick up.
Worst.
Varnast is the worst. So let's go ahead and pick up where Ryan's the best though. This is Varnast. So let's go ahead and pick up where we left off. So
Ryan left the game.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he did.
Oh no, Ryan! Back to the chat. Okay, there you are.
Make you sweat a little bit there.
Yeah, I did. I started sweating bullets. I was like, oh, Ryan, no. Okay, so picking up where we left off. The group of you making your way from Alt's Crossing after enduring the siege. Now, the politicking and debate of solving that conflict with the least amount of combat possible. You survived. You made it out, and you ended up taking 300 soldiers south with you to New Verdalka in an effort to free that city from the grasp of the Tarkirian Trading Company and from the Golden Shields, the oppressors, keeping them down and keeping this revolution going, instead of just conceding the side that is doing your side. So, you get to New Verdalka. You have to have some clarification of location of things because, you know, it's been a stressful couple of days, so sometimes little things slip out of the memory. So you get that clarification and you are off. either sprinting as fast as you can, like eventually beating Varnast, maybe because Varnast lets her beat him. Still beating Varnast, and the other three of you, Sayla, Cyrus, and Morganix, you stealth, clinging to the shadows, to the ruined ship off the coastline. You see the shadowy, cloaked figure pull back her hood, the person you know as Jalissa, a person who is very familiar with the four members of the party here, and at least Varnast you have talked to a little bit. And Varnast, as she is looking out towards the five of you, her head cocks, and she looks confused, and she asks, "Where is Duncan?"
He didn't make it.
He did not make it, like, he is not here, or?
He is dead.
Of course. When the messages had stopped coming, I had assumed the worst, but... Well, regardless, we should not be here for very long. We probably only have 10 or so more minutes before they come searching.
They?
Please. Yes. Strike, get in the robot. We must leave. And she kind of gets in and takes up the oars, and you can see her just shaking her head and trying to stay focused, but having a really hard time as she even starts to paddle away before all of you are on, and kind of you have to stop it. And she says, I'm sorry. Please, hurry.
So we can all fit on this thing?
Yeah, you can. I mean, it's a little tight, but yeah, you can.
Okay.
And she begins to row. And it does take you a little bit, but eventually you do end up rolling right around the coastline. And you can see these, like I said, these large, tall red towers, and you can see that there are what look to be cannons that are sort of overhanging off of the parapets that are slowly swiveling and moving, almost looking for a target, but it seems as though you are right beneath them, until eventually you see there is this sewer grate, and it is currently like halfway broken off, and she sort of brings the rowboat off to the side, ties it around a rope, and she says, please, all of you, climb up. It does not smell great, but it is better than the alternative, I promise you.
Oh, dear Lord.
Varnast will start climbing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Morganix too.
Okay,
Yeah.
so all of you get up, and then she looks towards probably Alec and says, Alec, could you help me with the boat? And she begins to try and pull it up.
Yeah. Alec will help her.
Okay, so pull it up and leave it setting right in that immediate area, pulling it in maybe 15 feet, because this area is dark. Right. Almost magical in terms of darkness, where it is, like, even those of you with dark vision, which I think is just Alec and Cyrus.
I have dark vision.
You do? Okay. So for you three, Sayla and Varnast, you guys are completely blind. But...
Ow.
but you...
Figuratively and literally.
Yeah, the three of you, your dark vision is almost cut in half, where typically you can see, 60 or 90 feet in front of you, but right now you're at like 30, 45, where it is extra dark and very much so concealing the vision.
Is it safe to create a light down here?
No, you should wait until we get to our hideout, if you can even call it that.
Okay, Salik, Varnast, one of you grab my hand.
I'll do
Sayla's,
it.
yeah, Sayla's like, not me.
Yeah, okay. I will lead Varnast.
Okay. Luckily, Sayla is dexterous enough where she's able to avoid most things, but there are a couple of bangs and dings here and there from her bumping into things. So, you make your way, walking for maybe a half an hour, twisting through different areas, You can hear above you the marching every once in a while, maybe every 10 minutes or so. You can hear the marching of like columns of soldiers, maybe 2 rows of 6, just as they march past and eventually fade away. And then eventually the sewer opens up and you can see what looks to be almost like a basin. There are different tents and benches set up, a few tables and a few braziers, but it is quite a lackluster hideout. It seems as though there may have once been something in this area other than what is currently here, but it is ramshackled.
This isn't where we originally met her. At all.
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
It looked like a harem.
Yeah, it was a very, very nice tavern. No, this place is ramshackled, falling apart, much less nice than the photo that's here. Really, the best vibe that's given by this photo is just wooden planks that are used to connect stone platforms that are kind of like partially eroded from rushing water.
I'm picturing like that hippie mud community from Fable 3.
Oh my god, yeah.
That were like right when you came out of the sewers.
Yeah. God, actually, kind of.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. So, you make your way out, and you can see that your vision is returned to you, even those of you without dark vision. There are some torches and braziers lit where you can see comfortably, and there's maybe 10, 15 people down here. Most of them cut up or bruised, sitting on cots or bedrolls, seemingly just waiting for nothing, just waiting.
Jalissa, what happened?
And she just looks at you. Anything and everything that would have happened. You think that working in the line of work that I do, that you have met the most cruel people you would ever come across. I was wrong. There is a woman who wears a lion on her shoulders, Agatha Durandon. I have never met a woman with more cruelty and malice in her. But please, we should talk. And she kind of looks around at the smattering of people who aren't even paying attention, not even clocking that people have came in. They're just also zoned out and defeated. We should talk in private. And she takes you over to what might be considered a shack of some kind. Thin boarded walls, mostly mildewed, and any bits of metal here are rusted from just the moisture in the air. The smell is still that of vile sewage, and you just don't feel 100% here. There's something about the area that's just dragging down your morale. But as you make your way in to this small shack, you can see a table. And on this hastily put together wooden table, there is a very rough map of New Verdalka, and you can see that there are 6 different chips that are set down in different places. And she just sort of looks at it and then looks to all of you and sits down in this creaky wooden chair and says, "So, please tell me what happened to Duncan."
Alec just looks to Morganix.
He fell to the Knoll army.
He helped us escape from the Knolls. He was the last one out with me, and he ensured that we escaped in time, and that was the last time I saw him. But Varnast found him.
You don't know that,
Don't we?
no?
Nah, I don't.
Oh no, we found out through.
He never told
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, my bad. Ignore that.
No, you're good.
Oh, good.
Yeah, the last time I saw him was him helping us escape from the Knolls. But beyond that, all we know is he is dead. And Cyrus looks at the rest of them.
It sounds like he died a very honorable death, protecting everything that he knew. But
He got closure in the end. He found his old friend. He regained his memory, and he found who he was looking for. He accomplished much of what he wanted to towards the end, and I think he would have been happy with that.
I think you're right.
But I am sorry, I am confused. How do you know he is dead if you never saw him fall in battle?
My patron taunted me with it. I'm sorry.
And you're sure she is not lying to you?
No, I'm not sure, but I believe it. She told me the Knolls have necromancers on their side. She made it sound like I may have to face that one day.
That Duncan is now. He is one of them.
No.
His
I'm sorry.
body, maybe, but not him. He was a good man.
No, I'm even if like Cyrus believes it, I think for like Jalyssa's sake, he'll say no. I don't think that's the case. I think while he fell in battle, I think that's perhaps one of the nastier tricks of this patron. I think unfortunately he just met his end.
You're probably right. Not believing that for anybody with a
No,
high
not
passive
at all.
insight, but going along, getting what Cyrus is doing and going with it.
yeah, Alec is just shifting very uncomfortably.
She definitely clocks the uncomf in the room and the uncertainty. And she looks at Varnast and she says, "You can cast message, can you not? You did it to me, you can do it to others."
Oh no.
Yes.
I want you to message Duncan right now. If he is dead, he will not respond. If he is this vessel of Enol, only his body, he will not respond. But if they have him, then
Quick DM aside, may I do some kind of an insight check? Like last when we were all together, she and Duncan were not on great terms, and she seems really upset now. Am I reading into this? Anything?
Make an insight check, yeah. Yeah, go for it.
Ooh.
You can see that she's genuinely upset. Like grief-stricken. Because you know that the two of them had a history. You never pried to know what it was, but they did have a history of some kind.
Okay.
If you are also confident, then why don't you message him? as her eyes are darting around the room, anxious.
Ryan asked, could you try?
He just nods and kind of traces the rune in the air and casts the spell. Duncan, this is Varnast. If you can hear this, respond, say something. Let us know where you are. And that's all he'll say.
Yeah.
Yes, he's actually casting the spell.
Oh, fucking hell. Okay. I thought you were pretending.
No. I would assume there's some sort of magic that you would either be able to see or not.
Oh, for sure.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, did we hear something?
What does it sound like?
Sounds like him. Sounds decayed and raspy, very similar to how Frederick sounded whenever you would talk to him.
Ah, shit. Oh. Fucking hate this spell. Brought me nothing but pain.
What happened?
You heard something, didn't you? I can see it in your face. I can read it on you.
Yeah. He sounds like the warlock.
That's bad. What did he say?
Not much. He basically just said hello.
Jalissa, what do you know about gnolls and their connection with changing their origin? Where do they come from?
You can see her just that large necklace that she wears around her neck. You can see her just sort of fiddling with it and tracing her fingers over it. I know that it is I do not know much, but what I do know, I am not proud to bear that burden. I
Anything
am.
you know will help.
I have never said anything before because in order to rise in the ranks of the people who live here, there is a certain tenacity one must have and a certain style and act one must have, so I never... Ever since Duncan and I arrived, I am much like Alec in many ways. I am a native to Efera. Loosely, but I am. I was born near the Bloody Mesa. What is left, what was left of my clan has long been gone. We were taken one by one, sold, and carted around. Until one day, Duncan found me. All I remember is when I was being pulled away from my family. I remember a cave. It was mountainside. A face carved into the side of this mountain. And I remember stories around the campfire. You see, the people of my lands, we were especially gifted in using our blood to amplify magics we possess. But we were warned to never use it. Because many of our ancestors became too obsessed with it, and Kosoth punished them. It was never said how. It was never said when. Just long ago. And now they were no longer a part of it, but there were so few of us. A clan of 15, 20. I'm sorry. The memories are spotty and hazy, eh? It was so long ago.
So, you're saying that it is possible that because of their obsession and their misuse, it is possible that we can be transformed into these things.
No. All I know is that Kosoth, especially, not so much Acadia, Eluin, or Estitia, but Kosoth is cruel. Very cruel. Those who abuse the powers that he gives, they are punished. Those who succumb to their most primal needs, who desire power and a need to devour or consume, they are punished.
I'm sorry about Duncan.
Yes.
He was a very good and honorable man, and I stand by him dying with great honor. But many more people will die if we don't find a way to defend the city. We have an army. Not many men, but enough but we need a plan. The city is large, and though we have numbers, we are still outnumbered. And I know this is a very sudden for you, and you have all the right to mourn and grieve. But all this information, the more that I feel as though we need to get ahead rather than slow down.
You are correct. I do not disagree with you, but what did you obviously have information about this. That is why you asked me about it. You said your patron had given you that information. What other knowledge do you have of these knolls?
They are in league with the Tarkirian Trading Company at this point.
Of course they are. Of course.
Another moment of paranoia. Do I believe that Jalissa is on our side, or is this all an act?
Make an insight check.
Ooh.
Mother bitch!
Oh, man. As far as you can tell, she seems to be telling the truth.
Okay.
Seems to be genuine. That's where we're at.
We have weapons, we have ideas, but we need to know the state of the city. We need to know what resources you have.
You are looking at it. 15 malnourished, injured thieves who could barely pick the pocket of a baby.
Did you say 50 or 15? Sorry, that's Ryan asking.
15.
Jesus. Okay.
We can heal them. We can try.
May help. Things were looking good a month ago, perhaps, maybe a month and a half. The days all brought together now.
I mean, 15 could be. I mean, it's not a lot, but if they're skilled in subterfuge, then they make up for numbers in sneaking about and fucking killing people.
That's very true. And if you know the lay of the land up there, we may have a bomb? Just throwing that out there?
I think this city has seen enough of bombs. If I'm being entirely honest. She stands up and points towards the map. And there is one spot on the map that is right in between the western market and the old city. So let me
War map?
War map here. I don't want to. Let me move some stuff to the GM layer real quick though.
Secrets.
I know. Secret tunnel through the mountain. Okay, is that everything? Yeah, okay. So, just so all of you know, you are the only point of exit we have aside from that sewer is this well. Yeah, she pulls up. I'm gonna go ahead and move you to the map. Let you listen. So, right here in the western corner, your guys' little party token is right there. So that well right there. This point right here in between the old city and the western market. That is where my tavern used to be. That is where I used to do all of my business. And a month and a half ago, things were looking good. It was almost looking like we could overthrow the governor and get rid of the presence of golden shields that were here. But I guess that woman saw that there was a chance that she would be defeated. There were thousands of people living in these blocks. Gone. Because she wanted to get rid of what made us strong. So now the people above are too afraid to even speak out against the governor, to speak about the Tarkarian Trading Company or the Golden Shields. They trade, they spend the money that they earn, they go to church, they pray, they do everything other than look up and realize what a fucking shithole they're in. Because they're too afraid. The area still burns to this day. They don't put the fires out. That being said, I have continued to work to do everything I can to gather intel in case of something like this. There are 6 who are running the city. Some of them you know, some of them you do not. For one, and she begins to gesture at the tokens that are placed on the small hexagonal coins that are on the map. In the Golden Cove, in her fortress of stone, is Agatha. She awaits there. In the temple is High Priestess Anakoba. She is the one who peddles whatever lies the governor tells her to tell. Then, of course, there is the governor himself. Thorin, the pompous fool, will do anything Agatha tells him to do if he believes that it will give him more power. Then there is Lawbearer Annika. She is a good woman, but she serves the law. Devout to Arathis without a fault. She will do whatever the governor tells her to do because that is the law. There is a man in the southern docks, Mikael Fazo, a dark elf. He keeps businesses running down there, but he is in the business of making money.
Do we know him?
Yes, you do.
Know him.
That's the guy who almost bought the invincibility potion, but that coin changed. And then finally, there is the wealthiest man in New Verdalka, and that is, well, no one knows his name, but he is the Silver Rose. He lives in the chateau, and he is the one who controls all of the big businesses who move through New Verdalka. Part of the reason that there is so much developed. This is what I know. Destabilizing preferably all 6, but even 3 or 4 would be enough to send the city into a downward spiral. Chaos that even Agatha, no matter the amount of troops that she has, could not control. I do not keep it updated, but I do know the places where most of the guards spend their time. And she sets down more coins where the guards spend most of their time. And that's one more.
Where did we enter the city from? Like, can you ping that?
You would have entered right here. There would have been a sewer grate about right here. And so you guys are currently underground right here.
I didn't see where you marked it.
Oh, it's because I was pinging on the GM layer. That.
Oh, okay.
Right
I was like...
Do
I
it again.
Still don't see it.
Here.
Upper left corner. We blend in with the trees.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, let me draw it in science. So the sewer entrance would have been here.
Okay,
and-
I see it now.
Yeah, right there. So that's
Oh,
the sewer
there.
entrance. So you guys would be like right here in this little circle. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Even your little token, which I think controlled by all players. Yep. There you go. So all of you can control that.
Awesome.
Yep. All group. I'm not going to kid you at all. It is a shit show.
Could the governor be one to our side?
He does not like Agatha. There is no secret there.
How does he feel about a man named Ethos Ambrose?
I'm sure that he would have no problems with Ethos, being from a house in Turkey that, who has not been excommunicated from one, but last that I knew, Ethos Ambrose was marching towards Oz Crossing.
He works with us now.
She kind of shoots you a look. Is this a joke, or are you being serious?
He's serious, and he's brought more than half his men with him.
Well, that is good, at least. Bodes well for all of us. But then, what? So I know that you said you had soldiers, so these are his soldiers?
Some are from All's Crossing, so they are natives as well, but the majority are his soldiers.
Sorry, I might be wrong. Didn't we only bring troops that were sided with Ethos?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Down here, I think.
Yeah, because you sent the other ones up with
Nahala.
Nahara.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Nahara.
I was thinking it's Nahala.
No.
My bad.
I know.
Okay.
It's because I said it wrong. Yeah, so you currently have 275 soldiers, because 25 were incapacitated or injured beyond repair, yeah.
But that's not all we have in total, that's just what went with us.
No, you had 500 in total.
Okay, that's what I'm sorry. I'm just trying to do numbers.
Oh, that's okay. I get it.
Yeah, that's kind of what I meant. Like, we have, like...
Oh, like in total, natives and.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The men that Ethos kept with him. Ethos had a attack of conscience, and he serves that now. And he has allied himself with us, and he gave his men the choice, from what I understand. And those that came with him felt the same way about Agatha and the Governado and the things they do here.
Very good. That is honestly the best news that I have heard in about a month, if I'm being entirely honest.
We've retaken the settlement with the Leaping King, or the Colorful Cauldron as it was once known. It's now under our control.
So Oz Crossing is safe. The Leaping King is removed from the grasp of the Golden Shields and Tarkarian Trading Company, and you've now arrived here.
Yes.
Correct.
We came ahead as an advanced unit. Ethos is waiting for our instructions on what to do.
You can see her smile. Well, that is officially the best news I have heard in 3 months. So that's good. That is very good. I had assumed that you had come because you had nowhere else to go. I didn't know what you meant by soldiers. I thought you meant maybe 45, 50 at the most.
Limited words had to be vague. Sorry about that.
It's alright. I forgive you for asking a second time where you were supposed to go.
Yeah, it was a rough few days. Anyways.
Well, then
if we get the Governado and his underling, will the people...
Well, the governor.
The governor, I'm sorry.
Sorry, Governor is just a different dude, so I was just making
Yeah,
sure.
it was a slip. I'm very sorry. If we get the governor and his henchwoman to our side, the right side, will the people be emboldened? Is there anyone left to join in the fight?
think that might be enough. There are any of the Law Knights are loyal to Onika, through and through. There are quite a few Golden Shields in New Verdalka right now who have been hired as a private company, somewhere between 500 to 600 last time I counted. Rough estimate. But there are 200 Law Knights. And then Mikael, he controls most of the lower class working folk, and the Civil Rose controls most of the upper class movers and shakers. So if you could get the governor and in turn Lawbearer Annika and then one of those two on your side, that would be a very good chance of victory.
I like those odds. What do you know of the Silver Rose?
He is very elusive. He is... By any accounts that I have heard, he is angelic in presence. A golden smile and life seems to spark around him. He seems to... I do not know what business he is in. It is almost as if he is in the business of businesses, where he does not own just a collection of blacksmiths or sawmills, but it's if he controls many different businesses of many kinds. He lives in the largest, nicest mansion in the chateau, and I've never been able to get there because the guards are always there, always surrounding the building, but his doors are always open for people to make deals. It's just, well, with me being a wanted criminal with a bounty somewhere in the hundreds of thousands of gold, I tend not to get out much.
Do you have any way of getting messages out? Are you in communication with anyone outside of the city?
I never got their name, but when the Leaping King was still in the control, well, before all of you took it back, there was a person who I was in communication with there. They would send ravens every other day, informing me what they were hearing from different places. But those messages stopped after the Leaping King was taken.
No one from New Efera?
No. I have not heard anything from there ever since Duncan left. Ever since he told me that he arrived.
Jalissa, how did Agatha come to New Verdalka?
Well, last I heard she was in New Efera. There was a ball one evening there. There was riots in the streets, people rising up, and well, when I received that missive, we started to do the same. Following the lead, they started it. We should only continue what they were starting. I did not hear anything about her for a month. After 2 or 3 weeks, we stopped getting ravens from New Efera. And then, about a month and a half, a month really, she arrived here. She started to do things her way, and then just a few weeks after she was here, she did what she did to the inner city.
Did she come by land or by sea?
By sea.
Varnast is very thoughtfully looking down at the war map. I have a plan.
I would love to hear it.
You're not gonna like it.
No, I'm probably not, but let's hear it anyway.
If Agatha came... What's the name of Agatha's ship? Does it have a name?
Oh, it definitely does. Oh, fuck. I have it. I promise you I do.
I can just call it Agatha's flagship for the time being, if you would like.
Yes, please do. I know that it's somewhere in my Efera notes. I think it's in your one shot.
If Agatha came by sea, it means she came on her flagship. She doesn't travel on anything else. On that ship are 2 functioning Hellfire cannons.
I can take care of that.
What if you didn't? If we gain control of the ship, we can keep using it until they surrender.
That's a lot of lives that are in the way. You can't just fire on a city full of people.
You vetoed my idea of the sabotaged cannon because of the civilian lives it would cost. Do you remember that?
I actually don't remember that being the veto.
Oh.
I remember it being they wouldn't fall for us pulling up a cannon, not using it, and them stealing it. He was more worried they'd fix it.
Oh, also, sorry, one more thing. This is the issue with having things in the GM layer. The opacity is hard to see through sometimes. So she says, I'm sorry, there is one more person. He is in charge of the comings and goings of any ships and the repairs dealt to them. He is from Iverion. Ulf Horn. A sailor of sorts. Salt City. He is... Well... seen as unimportant to Agatha, at least as far as any of my messages have interpreted. She sees him as expendable. Truly.
Why don't we try to win some of these figures to our side?
I mean, I'm pretty charming.
I fear it won't work.
Well, if it doesn't work, then we reevaluate.
I
But
think
there's...
give us that chance.
I would rather die on my terms. I don't want to throw any lives away for this. I would rather show the people that we are better and that there is better.
Alyssa, are any of these people willing to listen to reason? Or if we approach, will we just be cut down?
I suppose it just depends on what you are offering. Truly. The governor and the Silver Rose, they are... The governor wants more power. If somehow you can convince him that you can give him more power than Agatha,
And the Silver Rose is just in it for the profit. Are you more profitable than Agatha? Agatha has...
This is our land, this is our home, this is our people. I'm not sure what power has to do with any of this. And she kind of like gestures to the map. This is all just a game for them. Is it not? It's for fun, it's for power, whatever this is. Gold and necessity. We approach and we say this is for the people in our homes and our livelihoods and our futures, the trees that we've helped plant and take care of, the waters that we fish out of. I don't understand any of this. If we approach, what is it we have to offer? You ask a great question. All I want is my home back. I want my people to be able to, if these coats have to be here, why can't we just walk the streets and shop and carry on as they do? Well, I don't understand why that's an issue.
Alec, I don't think their priorities lie the same as yours. I'm sorry.
I know, Alec. Cyrus is right. I have lived amongst them for the majority of my life. I have lived with them. I have shared drinks with them. I have fought with them. To them, this is all one big fun adventure. They get to come to a new place, see new sights, take what they want, and then leave. If they don't make enough money, they go back to where they came from.
What is it we offer them? I don't want to be lectured at anymore. I'm not a child. Okay? I just want to know what the plan is. If none of these people will listen to reason, and if all they want is something, what do we give them?
Well, I mean, I can think of perhaps one. I mean, from what people know of the Silver Rose, I mean, do you know if he likes to gamble?
I do not know if he likes to gamble, but he's always willing to make a deal. That might be good enough.
What are you risking, though, Cyrus? I don't want you to give up something. Like I don't. What is your plan?
Oh, I mean, well, the only thing I have worth anything is that feather. But I mean, he's not getting that.
You might be on the right track, though. What if we infiltrate and get him alone and have a conversation?
I mean, Piazzo, I mean, Jalissa, do you know anyone who could make a pretty convincing counterfeit of this? And Cyrus pulls out the angel feather.
She kind of is taken aback and...
Well,
she studies it a little closer.
I used to. There was a wizard that I knew who could duplicate any item to make it look just as it had. But sadly, he is dead now.
Not exactly a good omen.
So, we have a conversation. And if it goes well, great. If it goes poorly, we assassinate him.
Damn mechanics!
You can see Sailor perk up.
But if it saves human lives, I'd rather play the assassin with the whole lot of them than set fire to the place.
Well, I mean, I'm confident I can at least do the first stage of the talking and any deal and getting us at least, potentially alone with him.
Everybody has a price, and we don't even know. We know nothing about him, what might interest him. We might have more bargaining chips than we thought.
But that's just one.
And if we win him over, perhaps the governor or Mikhail would be more likely to listen. Perhaps Ulf could be brought over. If we get one, other talks will be easier.
I mean,
it's a gamble, but is it a preferable attempt? Is it better than killing innocent people?
I'm confident I could potentially talk to at least the Silver Rose or even the governor. I'll be honest, the rest of them are pretty brutish or just not my type. But perhaps, I mean, we've met Mikhail before. Perhaps he knows someone who could make it counterfeit. Perhaps even himself.
If he would care to at all. I also think that there's something to be said for Lawbearer Annika. Somehow it must be possible to make her see that her god would not approve of Agatha's rule.
I mean, if we get the governor on our side, then if he's listening to the law, then she's listening to our law. And again, I mean, I hate to say it, but if it goes bad, we'll just fucking kill them.
I agree.
Fuck it, I'm done playing nice with these people.
Now.
I mean, I'll be honest, I've been here for... I don't even know how fucking time works here, but like, I'm tired, frankly. Alec, I truly get it. I don't understand to the point of it being your people, but I'm truly tired. I came here to fucking get away. To run away from problems, and yet I find myself at the exact same fucking junction.
It didn't used to be this way. I trust you, Cyrus, that you can... You're really good at speaking.
Yes. And he does this awkward smile to the room.
Aww.
But if things go wrong, we do know that we have other plans. I don't want to see innocent people get hurt either. I do not care for many of the people that walk these streets, but I am not a monster, and I don't wish for anybody who wishes no ill will on anyone just to be caught up in any of this. But if we need to be a threat, and if we need to show our power, I think there's merit in that idea as well.
I agree, and God, I hate to sound like a sailor, but since as much as I've cringed away at the fort tonight, both me and Morganix are a little less, let's say, willing to stoop to all means. Clearly they are not. I mean, look at All's Crossing and the fucking people they sent after us. If they're willing to go to such lengths, then Fuck them. I'll try to talk to them, but if it goes bad, then we're simply leveling out the playing field.
Varnast, would you be willing to send Ethos a message and ask if he knows anything about the Silver Rose?
You can certainly try.
If you wouldn't mind.
I think it'd have to wait till tomorrow, because I think he already used sending 3 times today.
Oh. Well, it could be a possibility for tomorrow.
No harm in asking.
Thank you. About any of them, really. God.
Yeah. I mean, you could do 25 words. You just say information and then all the names.
You are not wrong.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Actually could.
But then what?
Especially Silver Rose.
Of course, how would he respond?
Yeah.
Like I said, big brain Jamie, 200 IQ.
Best Among Us player ever, 3,000 outplay.
1v1 me in Among Us. Yeah, you won't. Oh man. Okay.
Then, what is our plan now?
Well,
idle hands for me is not a good thing.
Well, I mean, we can walk the streets. I mean, we still have those rings, right?
We do.
I mean,
We're able to. You have the rings.
Yes.
Oh.
Thank you, by the way.
Of course.
We didn't make it to the ball.
Well, I can tell. But I had thought that the package had just been lost or destroyed. I understand now why you did not go to the ball, but I am no hard feelings.
Are you okay, Brian?
Oh, that's Varnast.
Oh, are you all right, Varnast?
He is still just like looking down at the map. I'm sorry. I just really think you're underestimating our opponent here.
Noted.
well,
I'm sorry. I mean,
I'm sorry, I'm not some fucking military, like, logistics. We're not all part of a fucking military. I can do as much as I can, which is what, I can talk to them, and if it goes bad, I will fucking burn them, Varnast. Does that not suffice?
Let me lay you out what I'm thinking. Here is my concern, and you can address it. We have one shot at this, because the moment that they know we're here, and they are expecting something to come, because, I apologize, what was the name of the leader of the Crimson Weasels who was not at the Leaping King Inn?
Oh, Advin.
We know Advin is here and has already warned them. A lot of our potential surprise is being mitigated, and they are probably already taking measures to protect themselves because they are probably expecting something. Along with that, Agatha Durandon might be the most psychedelic bitch on the planet. She got my 2 best friends to carve my throat open with a knife each, and they made it slow and they made it painful. I do not know what hold she has over these people, but I can guarantee you they are far more afraid of her than they will be of us. I understand your hesitation. I told you you wouldn't like it. I don't like it. But, he points down right at Agatha's token, if she is on the board, I don't see any of them willing to step against her. I could be wrong, but that is my concern. And if any of them avoid our attempts to get to them, if they know that we're here, if they know we're in the city, she might burn it down herself out of spite. And if you think that she is not enough of a monster to do that, then you really have no idea who we're going up against.
Fuck it, give me the ring. I'll talk to the Silver Rose myself.
I'm with Cyrus. Everything you said, Varnast, may be true. And I cannot do anything or say anything to convince you otherwise. But the simple truth is, I am not willing to do what you propose. If you do that, it will be without me, and I will try my way even if I die trying. I cannot be a part of that.
I agree with Morgana. I'm not turning a fucking cannon to the city.
We can gather information from Ethos. We can go for who we think is our best shot, possibly the Silver Rose. And if it goes badly and we have to kill him, we speak with Ethos again and be ready. If whatever's going to happen is going to happen at that time, then we let it happen and ride it out. I'm prepared to die here. It's better than I deserve.
I mean, it's better than a succubi queen destroying you. And Cyrus gives like a forced smile.
I kind of smile at him.
Varnast looks over to Alec. What are you thinking?
She kind of just looks at the table. The problem is, he's not necessarily wrong, but I can't see these people dying for nothing. If this fails, Jalissa, can you get people out of the city? Or at least away from the docks? If we have to take a stand and if we have to use that kind of force, I hate to see people's blood spilt for something as silly and senseless as this. Is that even possible?
There are people who wish to see things differently. They are just too afraid. If there is enough commotion that is made, if I am freely able to move on the streets to get people, I could get them out. The same Sally Port that all of you left out of some 4 months ago. I could get them out that way. I could get as many out as I could, but there are going to be some people who are going to be too afraid to leave. But I will say, any law knights will be in the inner city. The Golden Cove, that entire area was built and funded by Agatha for the Golden Shields. If you could get that flagship and level that area, the amount of innocent civilians killed would be negligible. It would be next to nothing. But getting into the Golden Cove is something even when I was at full force I was not able to do. I sent one assassin in. They sent me a piece of skin every single day until I had a full everything.
How's this? We try it
with negotiation and subterfuge. And if it goes badly, then we fight our way to the docks, we take the ship, and we fucking blow the hell out of that cove. We take the ship and we fire everything it has at that one building. As a last resort. Whether we die fighting, trying to get the docks, I don't disagree with... I disagree with that being our initial plan, but if that is our only option, then fuck it, we'll fight our way there.
Joe, question. We could literally, like, if the boat was here, we could just fucking fire right here, right? Like, that's not a crazy thing. Like, that makes sense, right? I have that range? We have that range?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's
okay,
crazy long range,
yeah. Okay, I was just making sure. Okay, cool.
No, you're good. Jalissa does pipe up and she says, I don't know how much it would help, but I know that the four of you aren't, but Valnest, I recognize the heraldry of Istitia and Acadia. You are a worshipper of the faith.
I am.
If you could heal those here, none of the wounds are too major that they could not walk and move. We could have them go to the Golden Cove and ask to join the ranks, become new recruits, and then if you all have to fall back on the plan B, they might be in a position where they could help you.
Was I?
There are 15. What's going on?
No, I thought someone got disconnected or something.
I thought so too.
It was me. Sorry, I'm back.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I was like, what just happened?
They could infiltrate the ranks and they could perhaps be in a position to help you. They are not skilled fighters, but they are good at subterfuge and lying and getting around where they should not be seen.
My favorite people.
In fact, I'm sure that Sailor could probably show them a thing or two in the meantime, if she'd be willing to, just to make sure that they are not caught. And Cyrus, you could teach them a few tricks in order to get out of extra sticky situations.
I mean, I could teach them how to flirt, but it might be rather awkward, darling.
Well, it is good to know that no matter how much you age or how short your hair gets, you stay the same.
You've noticed the hair? No.
No, I think that the mustache looks good on you, but believe me, now is not the time. Cyrus. But it does look good. So then, is that your plan? Talk to the Silver Rose, and then if all else fails, make a mad dash to the Golden Cove?
I believe it'll have to be.
I vote yes.
I feel like the only two I could potentially connect with would be the Silver Rose or the Governor. I could try both, or I could try one. Who do you think could work more? Because if we don't know the reach of this Silver Rose, if he apparently is working in the shadows, but if I convince the Governor, then that also brings the law bearer to, well, the rule of the Governor who now is listening to us.
We might have to wait to see if Ethos knows anything before we make a complete decision.
Right now, we don't even know how to reach these people, and doing it safely is going to be much harder than that.
Correct.
We use the rings, for one thing.
Definitely.
How far do these sewers go? Do they go underneath the whole city?
For the most part, yes. However, they are not exactly the most easy to navigate. I could try and direct you as best as I could, but there is a chance that you may get lost.
The best exit and entrance is in the chateau, which is where we are right close to. There is a well that we have a ladder that can go up, and you can climb out. And there are not very many guards that are in the blossom trees. So you could freely climb out there, and provided that there are no guards following you, you can climb back down there as well. They tend to think that we'd be in the old city or the salt city, but...
I could cast invisibility on 3 of us. If I could manage to get more materials, I could create more potions.
Well, I mean, I plan on seeing Mikhail anyway. For this counterfeit, so I'm sure he would have something like that.
Well, so then it seems as though you have a plan. We have a plan. We have a chance, really.
God, I envy that optimism.
Well, when you have been staring death in the face for a month and a half, a little bit of hope goes a long way. Well then, I think it is best that all of you get some rest and... well... be prepared for whatever may come in the next few days, as... the last time we got as close as this... well... and she gestures toward the map, towards the scorched area. That happened. But please, go get some rest. And Varnest, if you will, before you go to sleep, if you could try and help those.
I can help. I can't help all of them tonight, but I'll do what I can.
Very good.
I can help as well. I've only got 1, and it's not much. But maybe the least injured among them?
Good. Anything could help. Once there are a few who are up and moving and healthy, the rest should be easy to help the others. Some points again. Okay.
Yeah, trying to translate that into character speak.
I gotcha. Well, thank you all for coming and for... I know it may seem like there is no chance and that we have hit a dead end, but from my perspective, you all are the only bit of hope that I've had for the past month and a half. So just know that because you are here, because you chose to come, that says more about who you are and what you are capable of than anything else. She also looks down at the map and then looks back up at the rest of you. So, with that, is there anything that you guys need or want to do?
Well, anyone else first?
I have a thing, but it'll be right before I go to bed.
Okay.
So if anybody wants to go first.
Okay.
Jamie?
No. I think Cyrus will probably just talk to like random people in the place and just try and
Boost
get a
morale.
grasp.
boost morale, kind of joke around with people, but also like just chit chat with these people is just probably just yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Cyrus has enough natural charisma where there's not even really a check necessary. Just you and your... You had a bit of a low spot before, but just with your natural optimism, at least in your voice, even though you might not be feeling that way, you can see some people definitely perk up. And they kind of look at you, and there's one person in particular, an older man, and he says, "Wait a minute. Wait. Don't I know you? I swear I've seen you before."
It depends. Do I owe you money?
You been to New Verdalka before?
Yes.
I know where I know you. You came in to one of my taverns one night. You were drunk off your arse, and you had a chicken in your arm. Just ranting and raving about how you were gonna marry that chicken.
Please, that hen was no mere chicken. That was Henrietta.
Oh, that hen. Oh. God's blessing. Well, who knows? Maybe with your luck, she's still out there somewhere.
And perhaps with my luck, you'll get your tavern, and I'll get free drinks for life. Right? Right?
If I can leave this shitty sewer without having to worry about a knife being thrown in my back, you can have all the drinks you want for as long as you want.
Oh, that's such a regretful promise you've made, but I intend fully to make that happen.
Well, case I do get the tavern back. Name's Jenrick. He reaches his hand out to shake yours, and he says, I owned the Sacred Flame. That was my time.
I'll shake his hand and say, Cyrus, and one way or another, you'll get your tavern.
I hope so. See him smile. Thank you, Cyrus. Can't wait to give you those free drinks.
Trust me, neither. It's been a fucking eternity. Morganix, how long has it been? About 2 years?
3. At least,
3
right?
years?
It seems that way. No, I think it's been maybe 6 months.
Wait, since I drank?
If you've been waiting that long, I keep a flask on me. It's not that much
drank,
in it.
I thought you were asking a different question. Since you drank, it's been like, I don't know, 20 hours?
No, it's been longer than that. It's been news all... Anyways, I'm not there.
Hours, yes. As I said, about 2 years.
I always keep a flask on me. There's not much in it, but if you'd like some...
No. Thank you. Not until the job's done.
Oh, I respect that. I do. I respect that.
He's sworn a vow of sobriety until we liberate the town.
Oh, please don't remind me.
Oh, that's very noble of you.
It's inspiring, isn't it?
It is.
It makes me ill.
Whenever the city is free, I've got a good feeling it will be.
It'll take me some time to rebuild it. It was, well, it's not there anymore. But as soon as it's rebuilt, you're entitled to all the drinks you could ever want.
Well, and I'll pat him on the shoulder and say, I intend to drink you out of business.
He'll do it too.
Well, I can't
Watch
wait
out.
then.
You might want to
Ready?
water it down, is all I'm saying.
No.
I'll walk away.
Henrietta. Oh. Takes out the flask and he takes a quick swig. Tucks it back into his vest. Alrighty. What else is there?
You said Alex not doing anything?
No. I think she'll, stare at the map for quite a while before just, finding a spot to go and sit.
Alright, well, Varnast would go and he'd find, he'd prioritize, whoever's the most injured or out of it, and he can heal 7 people or less if there's people that are, really messed up, because he basically has 7 spell slots, 3 2s and 4 4s.
Okay.
And Morganax will take whoever's best off.
So, with that, Varnast, you could get 7 people, and just with a basic cure wounds. And Morganix, you could actually get 2, just to get them to a place where they can sort of breathe and stand and not be too bad off. So that is 9 people total.
And then do more tomorrow. If we can. Is that the plan?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So I assume Morgana heals her people, but Varnest has a lot more to go through. So I assume he has a point where he's kind of on his own.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
He would ask anyone if they have if there's a spare pipe lying around.
Yeah, and they kind of point you in the direction. There's a whole stockpile of stuff that is just, some of it's covered in dust. But if you go over and investigate a little bit, you do find a pipe and some very dried out tobacco.
No. Yeah, good enough. Yeah, Varnast would take it and he'd try to find somewhere private and smoke a little bit.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, you're not gonna ask Alec for the good stuff?
Yeah,
Nah.
exactly.
Not doing it right, but alright.
Alrighty. So you get a little bit of tobacco, and you do. This area is fairly large, this basin, so you're easily able to find somewhere to go where you can be a little secluded, lock some time away.
Yeah. And he shakily lights it and just takes some just drags and some smokes and just kind of tries to calm himself down a little bit before eventually going back to bed.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. You do. It helps a little bit, but it's a little rough on the lungs, but you know what? Anything compared to the sand a couple nights ago, you're feeling pretty good. Yeah. Okay. Anything from anybody else? Morganix, I'm
Before
pretty sure.
bed, Morganix will try to find a quiet corner.
You and Varnast have a little bit of an awkward moment where you both find the same awkward corner.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry, this one's taken. Yep. Sorry.
So you find a different one.
Yeah.
Fair.
I'll sit down and I won't summon the hex blade, but I'll just sort of hold it in my hand and just kind of sit, and I'll say, care to talk? Not in a deal-making mood.
The area around you fades to black. Just so you yourself are sitting in a black void. And very similar to one of the first times that you ever were in here, you hear music, string music, and people chatter. And there's this lovely velvet, deep purple lounge chair that operates out of smoke. And then sitting atop of it is her. And swirling the liquid in her glass, she takes a sip. I always have time to talk.
I sit down next to her.
Oh, look at you, friendly.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend. And I'm nowhere near destroying you, and you have 3 months on me, so temporary truce?
Fine, temporary truce. She reaches out her hand.
I shake it.
Very good.
I still don't like you.
Oh no, I despise you, my dear. With
Yeah.
everything in my...
I bet you feel dirty inside my head. Yeah, it's fine.
I feel too clean, truly.
Yeah,
Never
here
can see
I
things.
feel like everything in here, if I were to just reach out and touch it with my hands, would be sticky. Yeah.
I wish Sailor would have found me. I think by this point she
Oh, you
probably
guys
would have
would-
slit your throat, yes.
Yeah. She might be set up as the new queen of New Efera by now.
Probably.
So what you do, I feel like you have access to an awful lot of information. About what people want, especially.
Oh, yes. Wants. Not needs, but wants. That is my business.
That's what I'm interested in. Desires. Particularly of the Silver Rose.
You see the smile sort of fade from her face.
Out of your jurisdiction.
And the music slowly begins to fade away. What does that name mean to you?
Did I hit a nerve? The Silver Rose?
Yes.
Does it mean anything to me?
No? Like, no. It just sounds like a nickname somebody who thinks they're too cool would give themselves.
It sounds very pretentious.
You're right. Why do you want to know?
Because it will be useful to me. Weren't you paying attention earlier? You totally checked out of my affairs.
Been paying attention to other things, but just say you've piqued my interest.
Well, now that's interesting.
What the Silver Rose wants is to go back home. He was an old consort of mine. And I got him to loosen up. And let's just say, when someone of his kind is unbalanced, they can no longer go home.
My face goes pale.
The sweetest lay I ever had. It was the look on his face when I plucked that feather. Oh, he screamed. Oh, don't worry, it's not, what's his name? Oh, did you like the impression I did of him all those months ago? But you were in that shithole. Trust her. Oh, he was gone by then. Oh. Why aren't you laughing, dear? I thought we were having fun.
I punch her in the nose.
Your fist just through smoke. Oh. Feisty. Would you like to try again? That anger's good. Maybe I was wrong about you, Morganix. Maybe I was wrong. Feisty is good. I may rethink what I intended for you.
I'm
Maybe.
rethinking about what I intend for you. But truce. For now.
Just for now. I will also say that Alec, I don't like the way she acts towards you. You're mine, Morganix. And she has been speaking to some adversaries of mine.
Who? What name did she say?
Alec.
Okay.
I don't know. It alarms me. You know, people with unfettered rage, they are plucked. And not that I care what happens to you, but I'd prefer I be the one to do the deed.
May I ask you another question?
Of course. It is a truce, after all.
The first deal we made, the one I don't remember, when you saved me. Do you have my soul?
Oh. And you see her open her mouth and then close it. I think it's more fun if you don't know. You've gotten so much information from me tonight. I don't think I want to give up anything more. So just know that maybe I do have it. Maybe I don't. Maybe I already sold it. Maybe there's some other demon in the 9 hells that has it. Or maybe you still have it. Ooh, maybe Galadar has it and he's keeping it safe. Oh, wouldn't that be so cute if he was just carrying around a little glowy orb with Mortonix's soul on it? It's out of a children's book, really. Oh, sorry, darling. I think I have to leave. A sister of mine just arrived and... Well... And you see her conjure a blade in her hands. Your blade. Her blade. Don't worry, you can still use yours. In fact, she kind of twirls it. If everything goes accordingly with my sister, you yourself might be doing a little bit better next time you have to use my soul. Ta-ta, darling. And as she stands up, the couch fades away and you kind of flop down onto the ground.
Funk.
Oh, I guess I should have said something. Well, ta-ta, and be careful around the Silver Road. He hasn't been the same ever since he fell from grace. The darkness fades away around you. as you're back in the basin in Jalissa's hideout. So,
I don't move for a very long time.
okay. So, as you sit there, waiting, thinking, reflecting, Alec and Morganix, or Alec and Cyrus, the two of you, is your conversation finished? Or?
Oh, I think we were just vibing.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, so as the two of you have that conversation, and eventually Alec runs out of Pitus to share in that current moment, the two of you head off to sleep. Alec, you head off to meditate, and does anybody else have anything they want to do, or is everybody else headed off to sleep?
I'm good.
Nope.
Yeah, just off to bed.
Okay. Alrighty.
Same.
So all of you heading off to sleep. Organic's definitely arriving a lot later than the rest of you. But you head to sleep knowing that tomorrow morning you're going to start this journey into New Verdalka. And you're going to be doing some stuff. And it's going to be fucking crazy. So you head to sleep, ready to attack the day next week, because that is where we're going to end tonight's session. There's 20 minutes left, and there is just any of the things you guys want to do. It's not possible to do in 20 minutes. Yeah, it's gonna take a while. So that is where we're going to end tonight's session. I am absolutely stoked to see how they decide to deal with, for one, that new information. Oh, man. Oh my god, even Luna's upset. So that is 15 viewers. What up? Exactly. Hello. Well, thank you for tuning in at the end. If you are just tuning in, you can either watch the VOD, which will be uploaded to YouTube sometime tomorrow. Little cheap joke. Stay out of this, Gemma. You're going to play D&D tomorrow. Stay out of it. So, it'll be uploaded tomorrow, or you can watch the Isles of Averion tomorrow, which is the other one of the other 3 campaigns that I do on this channel. Or if you don't have time tomorrow, on Wednesday, you can tune in at the same time that this session would have started, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, for a rerun of this episode in particular. So all the chat will still be there. Everything will just be rerun like a normal, like TV shows. You guys know what a rerun is. I don't need to explain it. Okay. So all of that to say, thank you so much for watching.
Now on syndication.
Yeah. I don't know what that is. So thank you all.
God.
Thank you all so much for watching. You all are amazing. If you would like to talk about D&D more, if you have any questions about the hobby, I thoroughly recommend you come join the Discord, because there are a lot of people here. All of the players, and not just this campaign, but the other 2 that I run, you can ask them questions. You can theorize about the campaigns. You can shoot the shit really about anything. It's a lot of fun. They're all really, really great people. And the amount of hours I've spent hanging out in a Discord call with them for literally all day is pretty crazy. But they're all really awesome. A lot of cool people there. We'd love to have you. But I think with that, I think that's where I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. So thank you so much for watching, and I cannot wait to see you, whether it be tomorrow, whether it be on Tuesday, or whether it be next Friday, to see what the fuck happens in New Verdalka. Holy shit, you guys. You're there. This is like the big deal. This is the thing. I'm excited. No pressure, though. No pressure.
Don't say the Captain America thing. We're in the end game now.
Alrighty. So thank you so much for watching, tuning in, and I hope that you have a great rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, whatever it is for you. All right. See you later. Bye.
Okay, I'm sorry, but why does